Ludicrous speed. Hello, everybody! Welcome to Beyond the Realms, episode 55. There we go.
Wow, Kevin, you got it.
That.
So proud of you.
Oh, you lonesome. Dude, got it. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to our wild, crazy, and chaotic fantasy shindig story. I am your DM, Dicecream Sandwich, and it's been a goddamn time, everybody. I am fresh off of a plane. I was at a wedding all weekend. 3 glorious days in the Canadian Rockies. Flew in literally this morning, and I'm a little worse for wear, not gonna lie, trying to keep, the mental stability going with some good tea, but you're gonna have to pull me away from playing D&D tonight, my friends. I tells you, I would not let these people down. I am here. If they die tonight, I might even forget I did that. Who knows? I might even just forget this whole day and night happened. I don't know. We'll see. But, meteor swarm's a thing, but it's fine. It's fine. Just kidding.
I won't do it again, Kevin. You can't make me go back.
Who knows what's going to happen? You're crazy. Notes? Where are my notes? I don't have notes for tonight. That's how wild it's going to be. Just kidding.
Oh, no. Just come back next session.
Psych you all out.
Like, where are we, Kevin? Do you remember where we were last session? I don't know.
No.
I kind of just forgot everything. Kevin, you sent us to Avernus. I did what?
It's like Kevin, you have your own plot.
Yeah, exactly. So great to see you all again on yet another glorious Monday here. So welcome everyone in the chat. We're gonna get started. Toot sweet. But before we do that, we gotta do our usual amazingly fun tradition we do every start of our sessions here in the Dicecream Sandwich channel. So thank those lovely sponsors, everybody. You know them, you love them. Our dice suppliers, Crit Kit. Over from the UK, that has a lovely supply of hard-edged dice, Witcher-themed dice, all crazy amounts of colorations and styles for every player out there. And do not forget to use the code Dicecream15 to get 50% off your latest purchase. And whispers, rumors going out there, everybody. In a very short time, the shipping time for your orders may be vastly reduced, because we may be planting some flags out here in the North Americas for the good old Crit Kit people, so that you will be able to get your dice even faster, even though the wait is worth it, because look at this stuff, guys. Look at this. This shit is amazing. It is so good. So go to critkit.co.uk, use Dicecream15 to get 15% off. You will not regret it. And of course, our other lovely, amazing Dicecream sponsor, the great folks at C4 Labs, everybody. You know them, you love them. Soon to be able to own your own Dicecream-themed array of dice trays and accessories. And we're going to be launching something very, very cool tomorrow with C4 Labs. And only you, the lovely Twitch audience, gets to do an exclusive sneak peek at what we're doing tomorrow. Because on our Instagram, on our Dicecream Instagram, we're going to be doing a cheeky little giveaway, everybody. And I know some people, Valentine's Day, it's a thing. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Maybe you do it just to get yourself something awesome. Because you know what? You deserve it. You don't need a person beside you to get yourself something lovely on that day. And I'm going to show you a little bit of a sneak peek of something we're going to give away. Possibly something for the D&D fan out there. If you have someone special in your life who's also in a D&D, could be a significant other, could be a family member. But look at that, everyone. A very specific and amazing heart-shaped dice tray from the good folks at C4 Labs. It's got a set in there to hold all of your favorite dice, a cover to keep them inside. And we are going to be doing a cheeky little giveaway to launch this awesome, cool dice tray for one lucky Dicecream viewer. See in there, pull this out. Oh, snap! Now you can roll your dice and keep your dice right next to it, all organized like. So if you want to get your own one of these, pay your own hard-earned money, you can go over to the good old folks at C4 Labs online, and I think they're available to purchase If not purchase, maybe pre-order. I've been away on a wedding. So go over there, see if it's available for listing. If it's not there yet, I'm sure you'll be able to catch it very, very soon. But for one lucky winner, you might be able to cop one of these bad boys free for you. So make sure you tune in tomorrow on the Dicecream Instagram, enter a giveaway, and then we will be revealing that sweet, supple winner of My Heart next Monday here on the Beyond the Realms story. So tune in next week live and we'll announce the winner for all that good stuff. So with all that, thank you, Crit Kit. Thank you, C4 Labs, and keep your eyes peeled to the Dicecream socials for giveaways and all kinds of very cool, very, very cool collaborations we're going to be doing in February. It's going to be bonkers, everybody. Okay. So, with all of that loveliness out of the way, I think it's time for me to stall while I find the song I was looking for. And it is right there. Okay, so everybody, grab your favorite drink, grab your favorite set of dice, and it is wonderful to see all the creators here. Missed you guys over the weekend, missed the lovely audience out there. Sit back, relax, and let us dive into another session of Beyond the Realms. Last we left off, the party known as the Frostbreakers have finally returned to Faerun, the material plane, after a lengthy excursion in the Feywild. Through many trials and tribulations, they uncovered a very diabolical plot by one feathered fiend, Gloomwing, our badass ancient mage Aarakocra, who is seemingly on the hunt for things known as Titan relics, and seemingly with the plot or plan to possibly resurrect world-killing entities known as Titans. For what reason, what purpose, still left to be answered, but your friends, your group, your D&D party is hot on Gloomwing's heels, which has led them to a desert location, a secret desert location, to a town called Achaidh, near the foot of the Canyon of Lost Souls, where they are currently at, and they are on the hunt to find out where Gloomwing is heading, how to get to where he is going, trying to go into the destination. Upon going to this town, the rest of you met with sort of the leader of this outpost, called, oh no, my brain is starting to turn to mush all of a sudden. Daramon, there we go, got it there. To meet with Daramon, who is seemingly taken leadership of this outpost and kind of dictates who comes and who goes, kind of like not necessarily leader of a crime syndicate necessarily, but someone who's in charge and someone who you had to pay kind of the proper respects. The gang of Yuan-Ti that's kind of keeping order around this tent city, tons of merchants around, things to be sold. Upon entering into this town with Ramira needing some quick rest, you got past some Yuan-Ti guards and the party split with Fiend and Sir Strange going and doing some surveillance and getting a lay of the land of sort of this tent merchant town to grab some things for the party, while the rest of you went to Silver Mirage to rest for the night. Upon doing so, Sir Strange and Fiend got into some antics, tried to buy some very fancy clothing off of local Goliath, but said Goliath was assassinated, who said he was there on behalf of Dremon. Fiend didn't take too kindly to that, squashed that dude like a bug, blew him through like 4 tents with a powerful blight spell, wound up coming back to the Silver Mirage to meet up with the party as you all rested that night. Upon coming back down, the Yuan-Ti guards they had met earlier were waiting for you, ready to kind of escort you for a private meeting with Dremon as you kind of entered into his sort of luxury, sort of private tent at the front of this town here. It was an interesting meeting, to say the least. Kind of Fiend taking the charge a little bit. You, of course, had sent your Shadowhound from that assassin fight to chase after said assassin, which had sort of led somewhere. You had a little bit of a connection. All of a sudden, the connection was lost, and you had some questions for Dremond. You were not too sure about Dremond's intentions, if they're cruel, if they're kind, if they're wanting to show respect, all of that jazz. Simply, Dremond was asking for your party to sort of pay respect, to offer something to Dremond, as a show of respect to be able to enter to the Canyon of Lost Souls. And something strange happened as Reynard, the trickster Archfey Fox, who's also along with you with this leg of your adventure, recently disguised himself as a local bounty hunter, entered from the back, had separated from your party when you first entered into this town, seemingly had your Shadowhound wrapped around sort of a plasma-like rope leash. And immediately seeing that, your mind went to 1,000 different directions. You weren't sure if this was a show of force, this was a show of fear, if Reynard had turned your back on you. All you knew is that you saw your Shadowhound just restrained, and it freaked you out. You then tried to take out a jug, an alchemist jug, if I remember correctly, and throw a delayed fireball in it, as you were about to blow that whole place to Kingdom Come to release your Shadowhound. But turns out that Reynard, in his new disguise, had tried to use this as an offering without having to give up any of his items. And upon Dremond seeing that he did not have the authority to give that gift, he was very much pissed. And this sort of slender being with long draping clothing with a gold-plated face mask suddenly rose up from his makeshift throne, clicking something in his pinky ring, and this blue smoke emitted a massive Djinn that just took Reynard by the head, crushed it, and threw it against the wall, not killing him, but definitely doing an assorted amount of damage. It kind of left you to decide what to do with them. Upon having a bit of a lot of words exchanged, there was a mutual respect kind of set forward. That Daramon wasn't necessarily here to show his strength or to necessarily put one over you, but was just having you guys pay the proper respects. And after Fiend and Daramon kind of went back and forth, and of course Rhaenyra being poised the whole time, showing utmost respect, the conversation kind of swayed in your way. And got a new friend kind of in the process with a very big, muscly, cobra-headed Yuan-Ti that's kind of shown a little bit of a liking to Rhaenyra. But upon doing the proper back and forth, Daramon offered you a gift to show that there are no hard feelings between the exchange, which was an onyx sphinx-like cat that Gloomwing had actually offered Daramon as his respects to be able to enter into the Canyon of Lost Souls, which upon when you all asked had traipsed through there about 4 days prior. Also finding out that several children from the tent city was also missing not long after Gloomwing had passed through. You also learned that Gloomwing was not alone. He was accompanied by 4 or 5 other figures, hooded and that wearing lots of cloaks and protection from the sun, all various shapes and sizes. Didn't get a look on any faces or anything like that. But you know that you are not that far behind. And as another show of good faith, Daramon asked you if you were going to be needing a guide, as there are a group of people, locals nearby, known as Windwalkers, who are guides through the Canyon of Lost Souls to try to help travelers, fortune seekers, people trying to make a name for themselves, to help guide them through this gargantuan, torrential, red-colored rock terrain that's basically like 70 Grand Canyons all mashed up into one. Yuan-Ti took it upon themselves to lead you to a local prison cell where one particular Windwalker who had joined Gloomwing on the excursion recently had come back empty-handed. Leaving their post on the guide is kind of a bad offense here in the Canyon of Lost Souls, and thus this person was imprisoned for ditching their guiding duties. And upon reaching the cell block, Yuan Ti knocked on the bars, and the shadowy figure kind of came from behind the cell, and this figure, this ashen-skinned figure, emerged with kind of a parted long hair and kind of a bowl cut-ish, kind of came down to here, non-binary, wearing a collaboration of black and gold accented armors and droopy cottons to help with the sun, carrying a bow on their back, a dark black feathered collar with a drooped cloak, and apparently goes by the name of Neth. And that, my friends, is where we left off last time. So, with all of that out of the way, we are gonna pick up right here. So, the five of you currently in front of the cell block. Neth, sort of looking a bit dehydrated, hands up on the bars, just sort of waiting for instructions on what to do next. The sort of bulky, muscle-bound Yuan Ti with the giant hooded accoutrement to its back of its neck and big, lengthy, snake-like body slithering in the sand. This the one you're looking for?
I assume so at this point.
All right. I'll just leave you to it then, I guess. Don't cause him any problems. You gotta redeem yourself from last time still. And Neth kind of wrapped around the bars, just looking a little bit worse for wear, having recently traversed through the Canyon of Lost Souls. Did you bring what I asked for? I lost mine on the trip back. It would be appreciated. Big Yuan Ti kind of goes into a side pouch. All right, I guess I gotta get you back for last time. Reaches into a side pouch, and this sort of elongated, thin piece of leather comes out of the bag with very stubby looking spikes affixed to this long, slender leather piece with sort of frayed string on the top and on the bottom. I don't know how much longer you would have survived without it, but there's a fresh one for you. And Neth kind of goes off the bars, takes this slender piece of leather through sort of the prison door. Much appreciated. And kind of rolls up the sort of billowy shoulder material that goes to the forearm guard, rolls it up sort of past the bicep, and you can see that there are a bunch of markings around the bicep and the tricep, like old scars and things like that. And they kind of take sort of the barbed piece of leather and turn it over so the spikes are going against the skin, and they wrap it around a few times so it's pretty taut and tight. And they kind of tie it a bit more, and you can see just tiny little streaks of blood coming down the arm, and they just sort of do a thing of relief. Much appreciated. Rolls the sleeve back down. He's all yours. What are you called again?
Frostbreakers.
Just kind of Cobra Yuan Ti just like looks up at the high sun. Well, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Kneels down, but say kind of nods goodbye to you, looks over to Ramira. The lady. And takes your hand as you're sort of, I think you're bound to the metal-plated evening gown right now, right? Or are you not wearing that yet?
Yeah, I'm wearing the gown.
Right, wearing the ballroom gown with the leather plating all fixed to the lower half. Just takes your hand, and it's hard for him to kiss with like snake lips, but the forked tongue just kind of just like wraps and flicks around your hand a bit and just gets it back.
Outside, very nice, very good. Inside,
You were.
I imagine Tarek and Fiend are both just watching, just like,
Don't tongue her. Don't tongue her.
don't. Watch it.
Also, could I motion for the music to be turned down just a smidge?
Just
Like,
wait.
Yes.
just a tiny
The
bit,
motion has
tiny
passed
bit.
unanimously.
Yes.
We had a diplomatic vote about it in the chat.
Okay.
What do you, drow?
I suppose.
You want to go?
Get going? Neth, was it?
Yes, that's correct. And you are
Ramira.
Ramira. All right.
Why does your name sound familiar? Like I've heard it before.
Yes, doesn't it?
Yes.
Don't know. You meet many Neths out here?
Not quite. Did you run with another group for a while?
Another group? Where?
Maybe in, This is John now. He's
Clan, the ghost
Yeah.
of the clan.
I know, I'm just trying to think
Yeah.
of the countryside. What the hell is the frosty place again?
Jesus,
Icewind
Feywild.
Icewind Dale!
Oh,
Icewind Dale,
Icewind
thank
Dale.
you so much.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
Where we spent half the campaign.
I mean,
It was
that-
It was a group that we met in Icewind Dale.
Ring any bells?
It does sound familiar.
Seen the Ghostwood clan.
That's them!
Yes.
It's where we met Toon.
Yes.
Kalaki Hala Anupe.
Spirit speaker of their tribe.
Yes, that's the one.
Yes.
Surprised you remember that whole thing still.
And Julia Stana, the beloved.
Andrew's son.
Yes.
Not fond memories, it seems.
Just it's been a while since they
Been
were
a while.
mentioned to me. Were they all right? Where were they headed?
Yes, they were
Wait.
quite well.
I believe they were headed to study some ruins.
Feels like a long time ago now.
Me, Ramira, and also, well, no, Ramira would remember. Me, Saf, does not remember what they were going to go to.
They were
They're
going
gonna
to
find
some
portals.
ruins to.
They were going to the library.
They were going to the library. No, they were going to go find some portals.
They were
But
gonna,
I said
yeah,
you-
trying to find portals to other realms, I believe. Specifically, the Feywild might have been one of them.
Yeah, it was. Well,
I
it
believe.
could have been our other way to get to the Feywild if we had not taken the route that we did.
Yes, the very common. Okay, back in character I go.
It was Asgard. We were looking for a way into Asgard.
Yeah, that's.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, out of curiosity, Neth, as lovely as you seem, you don't quite seem like the type that would just up and abandon a group of people. So I'm curious as to why you have done that. I mean, no harm, no foul on you. Like the people that you abandoned are kind of terrible, but just out of curiosity, what caused you to come back?
That's a long story. Do you mind if we walk and talk? I've been stuck in the cell for quite some time. I'd very much like to get out on them. But
Yes. Would you like to be like refreshed, or do you need to go get cleaned up or something?
Might be a good idea.
I believe there's a couple of water basins around in town. Do you all have your proper gear? Do you have everything you need before we head up in there?
Well, I used to have an
I-
alchemy jug.
And what happened to that fiend?
Well, prestidigitation. I clean them up.
Also, when you mean proper gear, what
Yes.
exactly does that entail?
Have any of you? It's kind of looking at you like almost like a tour guide taking on a bunch of new tourists with like the short board shorts and like the flip flops and
Yeah.
the big
Oh my
sunny hat.
God.
And, like,
I love it.
just kind of looks at you guys like you were about to climb Mount Everest, basically. And you're like, equipment? What are you talking about? And Neth just kind of like has this side like, oh God,
What are you talking about? It's just like a normal walk in the park. I'm not saying we're not prepared. I'm just curious as to what your level of preparedness is compared to what we are currently at.
Are there any specific items we might need that you think perhaps we might not have that we should acquire?
Well, it isn't called the Canyon of Lost Souls for no reason. It is a treacherous, harsh, hot, dry, rocky terrain where the arcane arts themselves get mystified and corrupted, and some of the...
Have you been there and back?
Yes.
Oh,
Many
then we're in
times.
good hands.
We're fine then.
Do many
How
people
about-
come back?
We give you money, you get the items, and then we go.
Also get cleaned up. Other than what Thien did, because that was, I mean, you look much better, but
Oh, I turned back to the snake man.
It's just sort of slithering down.
No, wait, I
Sort of,
have a question. What happened to the turtle? By the way, she like kind of skitters after him. Did you all kill the turtle? Snappy man?
He kind of, the snake body kind of turns around, that big cobra hood shining bright.
Sorry to snag you when you were leaving.
No, we did not kill him. Daramon's very fond of his sandworm. Exquisite dining.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
And she turns back. I just wanted to make sure, because then we heard, we smelled the burning, and I didn't want to, to him, and I didn't want that
maybe
to happen.
that's how he cooks it. Maybe he
He just burns it?
Maybe.
Oh, that's a terrible way to...
I'm not saying it's
No.
good. I'm just saying maybe that's how he cooks it, and we're just.
I
always-
imagine he
sorry.
was taken out of the back of the room and it burned while he was gone. Now, if we could move on from this conversation.
I'm curious.
I was very enthralled by this conversation, actually. I care
Neth,
very much about how my
why
sandworm
don't-
is going.
I feel you on that one.
I'm a medium rare kind of person.
As you should be.
Well done.
We should politely ask you to leave then. Politely yet firmly ask you to leave. Neth, accompany us back to the hotel. We will get you, we will allow you time to clean yourself up, and then we can have a further discussion there over some strong water.
Sounds good to me, friend. How much gold you got on you?
Enough. Trust me.
So I give you the simple provisions and then you'll pay me back kind of thing.
You tell me how much money you need for non-simple provisions, luxurious provisions even, provisions that would make traveling much more comfortable, and I will give you the money.
Well, we are going to need, if you have nothing, which it seems like is the case. The sandstorms inside the Canyon of Lost Souls are very erratic and hard to determine. Sand kips up. Can't see a goddamn thing for quite some time. You're gonna need some goggles. If you're planning to sleep during this 4-day journey, which I assume you're gonna try to make it through the entire canyon.
The entire thing.
And if I may ask, why?
Well, there's an ancient and old being who's attempting to find an item that could bring about the destruction of the known universe, and we want to beat him to it.
Simple stuff.
You mean to tell me you want to get to the very end of the canyon
First,
before your friend?
Yes.
Friend is a term.
Loose word.
More of an
Ex-friend?
ex-friend.
It
with a-
doesn't
with
sound
a-
like he was your friend at all. Anyways, the point is, Neth,
That's
let's
what
we
Dave
have to
technically
get going.
was. Okay, anyways.
We have to get going, like immediately.
All right, grab some goggles. We're gonna need some
No
special
rest for the
tent
wicked.
for In case the winds pick up and the scarabs especially.
Not the scarabs,
I was
Kevin!
about to say,
Yes,
no.
What is the fastest traveling mount in these parts?
No mounts survive out here, friend. You gotta do the whole thing on foot.
Fuck. Fine. What do you think it would cost? Best gear you can buy. Best food you can, that would survive the trip.
Sorry to say that all my contacts recently have been deceased, kicked out.
Not really a popular person.
What about the Goliath? Does he sell things?
The Goliath, he usually just sells clothing. You haven't made any contacts while you've been in here, have you?
We just
The Goliath.
Also, what is, and then she's gonna elbow, fucking, what's his name? Reynard. I forget what his other, Tamarian?
Tamarian.
She, like, elbows the fuck out of Tamarian. I'm sure you have something, don't you, Tamarian?
Well, fuck. Well, what about, didn't you mention something about a tattoo artist or something like that?
Right, yes, we do have
Yeah.
a contact for a great tattoo artist.
You said his tattoos didn't work.
No, I said they were fantastic and they worked every time.
That's exactly what he said.
What the fuck was that guy's name?
Did we get a name?
I'm like,
No, I
maybe-
just know where to find him, and I had my name precede my arrival.
Right. Yeah, it was a magical tattoo artist of some kind. You know what that's about? Fucking Greg. Right.
Greg.
No, that sounds familiar now.
Fucking Greg.
Fucking
Greg. What a name.
Yes. The one who tattooed our Goliath friend, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If you got a friend in town, might give us a bit of a discount. 100, 150 gold should cover it.
All of the materials for 150 gold?
Just need some tents and some goggles, mainly. I mean, I assume you're somewhat trained in combat.
You could say
we do
that.
okay.
We dabble.
All right,
Dabble
fine.
quite strongly.
I'll give you 500 gold to make sure that you don't lead us astray in the time that we're together, and maybe I could afford you some luxuries while you're in town.
Any luxuries?
Women, men, food.
I don't think
Booze.
they've been in jail that long.
Quite right. Not that long. Keep all that. That's fine.
Well, I've already deducted it from my abacus.
Not the abacus.
Put it back.
Neth, please just take it and go. He's like
Yeah,
this.
it's fine. Probably won't last that long out there anyway. Okay.
Mm.
Goes
I'm
out.
offended by this.
Kind of gets out of sort of the door that the UNT kind of unlocked, comes out from the bars as they kind of open up. All right. Daramon's tent. I'll go get my things. You wrap up whatever you need to wrap up here. We'll leave here in an hour. Does that sound good?
Yes, Neth, thank you.
Perhaps.
Phenomenal. Fantastic.
Perfect. Puts around the cloak and the hood pops up. The feathers from the shoulder piece kind of disappear, and he just puffs, disappears in like a flash of black smoke.
And he's gone.
I don't like how they don't believe in our abilities. It's quite offensive.
No, it's fine. That just means that they're selling us short, so that means we're going to be way better than their standard.
Under promise, over deliver. I got you.
Exactly.
Do
I need
tend
to
to
be used
underestimate
into
us.
pants. She like shuffles her skirt around. I need.
You know, like a jumpsuit.
Yeah, I think if
Well-
I cut it up the middle and tie them.
No,
I know a guy, for Christ's
Oh.
sake, who made the damn thing. If you want him pants, we could just go back and have him make him pants. I clearly overpaid.
Do you think he'll do that?
And
Yes,
also
I'm
quickly,
sure it would. He would have been dead without me. And Strange.
He also.
Right,
I feel like he also. Right, Strange.
Strange.
I feel like he also would have been alive and not harmed in the first place, but you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be 10,000 gold richer.
You know what?
How much, Fiend?
10,000
statue
gold.
that I need to
How
know
much do you have, Fiend?
96,000 gold left.
What?
We're fine.
I make good money. I wonder if there's a gambling ring here.
Oh.
Oh God, not
I have a
again!
cat
Please
statue
no.
that I want this cat statue in my brain is like when a cat stretches out when you hold it. I know it's not what it looks like. It's probably a bass like statue.
Kind of like back legs kind of set on its butt and like two legs down kind of thing.
It's the bass statue with one paw up. But she's holding it out like a cat would hold. I want to know what this is though.
So we need to find someone who
It's
kind
a
of
statue of a cat.
No, but obviously it's probably good.
Can I have you like investigated it at all?
Maybe we should go back to the hotel first, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I'll help you if you want. I will roll Arcana.
She drums her fingers on it.
If you had to put a stat on it, I'll just roll Arcana.
Yeah. Wait, if I had to put a number on it.
If I had to put a number on it,
We go back to the hotel, question mark?
that sounds
Yes.
good to me.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan.
Up and away.
Frostbreaker's transition.
All right. So sort of leaving Daramon's tent, having gotten the UNT to release Neth, kind of unclipping those anti-magic clasps, those handcuffs off of them, releasing him from the cell, Neth disappearing in a flash to do their part, make your way through the back through the entranceway of Daramon's sort of granular tent lodgings. You can see a few of his workers like with brooms and shovels trying to make good work of the massive crater that Fiend made when they stuck their fireball into the alchemist jug for the delayed response, and then just left it outside and exploded everywhere. So this giant scorch mark in the sand with a couple of tents kind of like they're patting out a bit of fire, and the blackened scorch mark from the sand, and then sort of whatever sort of tile road they can make as pathways. People are just sort of sanding it up and trying to get rid of it. Smoke's still pretty palpable in the air as you're all kind of walking by and like but over a series of minutes, you're able to get back to Silver Mirage, go up the winding wooden staircase up to the entranceway. Big Silver Mirage sign hanging above. Open it up. And there's your old familiar turtle friend that's kind of just putting furniture back up. There's a few more Denzians in the lounge tavern area off to the left side there. And with his sort of ruffled up, thick leather smock over his head, the sort of spiked turtle-like visage with this sort of a spiky, thick turtle shell behind you. As you kind of walk in, he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you all in a while. How you been?"
Lovely, thank you. Also, Seeley, Kevin, is Neth hot? Because we have to know.
We've been trying to figure out on a scale from 1 to 10, how high is Neth?
Because if they're playing Brendan Fraser's role in the classic The Mummy 1999, we have to know if they're hot or not.
Ah, you gotta roll a d10. You gotta roll a hotness.
We
Roll
gotta
D10.
roll on the hot
You got-
scale.
No, but what if it's sad? I mean,
And you gotta let me roll.
That's how the dice
John
roll.
rolled the hot scale.
I believe, like, so the description last time,
We have the description, but
but are they
hot
hot?
are they?
so beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but in
The relative role.
So we're gonna roll a die. Got
in
it.
this instance, yeah, they're pretty hot.
Can John roll on the hot scale?
There is sort of their face being, because you notice that they, when he said release the Shadowfell from last session, knowing that this is a Denzian of the Shadowfell, they have that sort of smoky, ashy, white, gray skin, fairly young looking, high cheekbones. Again, the hair, kind of black hair, is kind of parted and it kind of mushrooms and kind of bulges kind of right here. Small nose, fairly thin lips that are kind of dark gray. black eyes, black eyebrows. They had fairly large pointed ears, and one on the left side of the ear, they had sort of this gold earring that kind of outlined the pointed ear and kind of dangled down a few rings and things like that. But they are very sort of this androgynous, youthful quality to them.
So on a scale between 1 and 10.
John rolled, I believe.
I was gonna say, what did John roll?
John, what did you roll? Because I just googled Shadowfell and they're all hot. So.
Oh, Shadowfell are incredibly hot.
What did you roll on the hotness scale?
It's a Shadowfell. They're fucking hot.
Brendan Fraser's stand-in is hot. Good to know.
All right, good to know. Cool.
They are like an offset of elves for some degree. So they very much have like similar features. They're very like slender in the face for the most part. Very
I've never seen one before.
Very clear skin.
They worship the raven. Like they're very connected.
Oh my gosh! Why have I never known about this? Okay, sorry. You can continue the scene.
We just need to know for science.
I had to know for science if they were going to stand in for Brendan Fraser. Thank you, and continue, please.
For all intensive purposes, this is Brendan Fraser.
Yeah!
For all intensive purposes, similar face structure. The hair a bit longer than Fraser's was parted. It kind of comes down a bit longer, but same sort of stature, very like athletic, back, sort of chest out, back very like in good posture. Looks like they can take care of themselves. But so you make it to Silver Mirage, passed by the Tortle. I assume just kind of going up to your rooms to kind of gather your things and set out for the day. Is there anything here at the Silver Mirage you wanted to take care of before, or any places you wanted to go to before meeting up with Neth as they go and try to gather some things for you for the trip?
I went to look at my statue.
Your statue. Okay, so you take out this sort of onyx and gold black cat sphinx statue that you were gifted by Daramond, and it kind of just has its two paws kind of sitting down like this, with its butt kind of on this sort of onyx pedestal. It has kind of like a gold mask sort of accompanying the front of it, kind of similar to Daramond's mask, but like affixated to a cat skull. So it's Ramira checking this thing out?
I was going to ask Farrell for help too.
For help? Okay. So roll Arcana with advantage, or both of you can roll an Arcana check up to you.
You want to roll yours, Ivy? I'll roll mine. You roll yours.
I have a +7.
Oh yeah, I have a +5, so maybe you should do it.
Either way, you are the one investigating. I can offer advantage if you'd prefer to do that.
You could just do it. You can have advantage. You know how it goes.
Do it. You just
help me. Help me.
Okay. All right.
She's gonna hold it up to you and like, look at this.
Look at this. Look at this
small cat statue.
Oh. Beryl's kind of looking over for a second. 19.
He's just a little guy.
19. So, spending some time to kind of look this over. There are runes on the bottom of it, also kind of etched in gold, that are abyssal.
Oh. You mean that thing that I speak? Oh.
I was about to say, I can't speak abyssal. I speak so
I can. I
just say, hey, don't read it out loud.
I'm not going to read it out loud.
About it.
But I will read it. Not
no
out loud.
harm ever came from reading it.
So...
I'm going to quote the mummy all night tonight. I just watched it again the other day, so you're in for it.
Okay, so this is known as a good luck charm.
Ooh.
That Rakshasas sometimes have on their person. It is known as a feline oblex. Oblex, I believe I'm saying that right. It is this foot-high black stone cat statue, has 3 charges, regains all expended charges daily at dawn. Whenever you roll a die, you can spend 1 charge to roll another die of the same size. No action required. You can then choose which of the dice rolls to use. You can choose to spend the charge after you roll the die, but before the outcome is determined. So basically, you get 3 charges to give yourself a possible advantage on a roll.
It's lucky in a.
A lucky cat. It's a lucky cat.
I'm going to look it over and then hand it back to Ramira. Like,
It has like it does have a underworld quality to it. It definitely, the magic from it has dark.
you say as it reads
Trails.
a thistle.
Exactly. So
So, Ramira, I'm gonna hand it back. God. So it does have abyssal runes. So be a little wary of that. However, it's pretty lucky
I
actually.
mean, it's not going to compel me to kill anybody in the middle of the night, will it?
What kind of object would do that?
I don't know, something with abyssal in it, I feel like.
Weird. I feel like that's not a thing that we own or have.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, but anyways, this is lucky. And I'll give it back to you. I think that this might actually grow some good luck. Might be a good
Oh, a
luck.
lucky cat. I feel like I've heard about that. Sometimes they have them in restaurants.
Oh, I am not familiar, but I'm going to trust your judgment. Just be a little wary because I'm not quite sure what their abyssal has to do with it. So but
Oh, I see. Okay, well, oh, Seely, Kevin, you said I have to attune to this?
yes, it does require attunement.
Lover, I have so many things I'm attuned to.
that's a
Level 16.
Dang it, I have to choose my things.
So many things.
Because I'm attuned to my dress, and I'm also attuned to my beads and my mice, which proves to be difficult if I'm going to attune to something else. Alright, I'll think on that.
All right. So as you're going through that, kind of looking it over, getting a feel for what this thing can do for you, what does everybody else want to do?
Tarek would like to talk to Ramira when she's free,
Okay.
so he'll kind of wait on that.
Let's see. We were told to also get supplies and things.
Yeah, I need my dress made into pants.
Yes. I
You just need
will.
the pants. Greg is also the tattoo artist that the Goliath had mentioned as a buddy of his. So there's that option as well, who apparently does magical tattoos in town. The validity or the expertise of it, a little shaky, but they may have some other fun things to sell as well. But Neth seems to be doing all of the heavier
Prep. Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
I think that if Fiend is not in the room, I'll go find Fiend and ask if he wants to go see Greg with me. And while, like, maybe passing Tarek in the hallway while he's on his way to go see Ramiro, I'd be like, I'm gonna go find Fiend.
To go to the tattoo place.
Yeah,
Have fun with that. Don't die.
I'll try. I guess.
Should I give you my dress, Pharaoh? So I need.
Oh yeah. Here, I'm sure I'll here give.
Hang on. And she goes, I gotta come back. Hands it off.
Give. All right, and I'll take the dress and bring it with me and go find Fiend.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Try to prevent Fiend from getting into any more trouble. Tends to find that.
If the tattoos are any good, tell me. I want to get one of my own.
Okay, I'll take one for the team and go first, and I'll let you know.
Wow.
And then I leave.
Get me.
I run off to go find Fiend.
Okay.
Amazing.
So Fiend and Farrell, you're gonna go
If
sort of
that's
visit
what
the
Fiend
tattoo
was
artist?
going to do.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
To Greg!
To Greg!
Okay.
Gregory.
So you leaving at the Silver Mirage, be like, we'll be back here shortly. Don't go anywhere. Leave out the door, leaving Tarek and Ramira currently alone.
Did Strange go with the other two?
For all intents and purposes, they did.
Yes, I dragged them with me
Strange
because
just
I
stood
was
in their
like,
room staring at a wall.
You know what? I will send
Need something?
I could send Sir Strange to go get the dress for Amir done while me and Fiend are doing the tattoos and kill two birds with one stone.
Hey, that works.
There we go. I've sent Sir Strange to go do the dress.
Now we're thinking
A
with
noble
portals.
side quest.
What time of day is it now?
I believe when you were leaving for Daramond, the sun was setting and had gone over the horizon, so it is currently nighttime.
Oh, yeah,
Got it.
We have my sleep schedule right now.
But you and Tarek and Ramira are currently alone in the rooms of the Silver Mirage, with Ramira still just sort of going over this cat statue, trying to like keep continuing to do internal research on it and just figure out how exactly these things work. So if they need it, they're able to have it at the ready.
It's like, look how cute this thing is. I mean, it's supposed to be like magical and stuff and help you, but look how cute it is, his little face. He's just a little guy.
Cat's quite adorable, actually. Do you know what it does?
Apparently, it's supposed to be lucky, whatever that means.
Ah, we could use some of that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely could use some luck right now. Ramira, there's something I've been meaning to tell you about the vision I had.
As you say that, she's like looking the cat over and she stops and she doesn't make contact. So she's still like looking at it and then just stops and kind of stares at the statue.
When I looked into the portal, I saw my family home, my parents, but I also saw someone else. I saw Ren. He was inviting them to, well, you can guess. I don't know why. I don't know what his true motivation is. I mean, you know him better than I do. I don't want to assume that he's unredeemable, but that hit home quite hard and quite literally. If he's just a puppet and we can help him, then when we go to Baldur's Gate and put a stop to all of this, I thought you should know. Do you think he would really do this of his own will? Or is he doing this simply to save his own skin?
Can I have you make a perception check for me?
Oh, yes, you can. I will roll it in my C4 Labs dice tray.
Heyo.
Heyo. Oh, that's pretty good. That is 17. Look at that.
Hell yeah. Little PvP situation right here.
17. Actually, would it be more insight or perception?
I'm gonna call it perception just for the sake of ease. And then I rolled against you and I did not do well, so.
Hey, Steph, remember how my perception has been +0 this entire campaign?
Yeah, I do.
+5!
Oh,
hell! Let's go. Fine.
Baby.
So that is 22.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, like she doesn't do a great job of it, but when you're asking this, like as you're talking, her shoulders are like hunching forward. Like, you know, when you receive bad information, she's just kind of getting smaller and smaller. And then as you ask the question, she kind of like rolls her shoulders back and looks up at you with a smile. I don't know. But Tarek, I promise I will take care of anything that needs to be done. And I do mean that sincerely. And I won't apologize for him because that's not my problem, but I will make sure everything goes as it should, no matter what that looks like. And she just kind of keeps the smile up, and you can tell she's having a hard time, but she's answering you.
I wanted to tell you personally and privately, as I knew this would be difficult to hear.
I hope deeply that it's not of his own volition and that it's all been a terrible nightmare, but whether or not that is true, depending on what he's done, sometimes you have to pay for things anyways.
Yes, I understand. I just thought it'd be good to check in with you first before jumping to any conclusions myself. It was quite difficult to see. The only family I've, I guess, not known being put in danger almost immediately after knowing they exist. I mean, when we go to Baldur's Gate, we're going to have to put a stop to this.
Yes, I can imagine. And I will do whatever is necessary.
It's good to hear. We're in this together. Whatever happens, I mean, you and I have been through this once before.
Yes,
A long
we
time
have.
ago.
And so has he, which is why I'm so disappointed.
So is he?
Oh, that's why I was there. I was with him.
Right. Yes. I don't know why I didn't make that connection. You said you were there with someone.
He really is a kind man, or at least when I was with him, he was a kind man. So, but people change, and I prefer not to think about the prior.
Well, let's look forward then. Hopefully we can get through this, get this Titan relic, get everything sorted out quickly, with as little bloodshed as possible.
Yes, we will do whatever is necessary. I wonder where Tamarian is.
He's around. At this point, I just assume that he's somewhere. Fiends will make sure he's somewhere. If he runs
He's
off,
on a leash.
I was going to say on a leash.
I
maybe.
assume so. He's yeah, he's somewhere. Fiend's got him. Walking as fox.
Walking his fox. Fox this way. She gently just puts her hand on Tarek's form. Thank you for trusting me. It's not going to be easy, whatever this is, but and she kind of just stares off for a minute, like gathering her thoughts. It will go forward as it always does.
Exactly. We've made it through everything else so far, and we'll make it through this. Might go through some scrapes along the way, but...
Or keel over and die. I've done that once.
Preferably not... I mean, same. We've both done that. Let's not think about that again. But despite that, we're both still here. So
Only forward.
Only forward we go. And if we do die, well, minor inconvenience. We'll fix it. Right? Death is only the beginning.
Benjamin, I love you so much!
As soon as I was like, I have to do it.
That was so top-notch of you. Okay. And scene.
And scene.
How top-notchy.
Okay, so
A drink.
so after having that conversation, we kind of slowly pan over to the rest of the group, making their way over to Greg's tent amongst the merchant city here in the town of Otanzu, not Urukai. I had a brain fart earlier. It is Otanzu. And with the Goliath kind of giving you like a brief description of what their tent kind of looks like, helping you kind of direct you to where they are. And the tent is extremely hard to not notice as you're kind of walking through a sea of like cream colored sort of cottony tents. Some have different color variations of color, but this one is just like a graffiti artist took over their merchant tent. And there's just multicolored designs all over it and all various variations of like tribal looking tattoos, scenic tattoos, like cartoonish description of like weapons and things like that, all over this one tent. It's kind of like off to the left side of the tent city and sort of in the middle. It's very hard to it's kind of like you don't know where you're looking for. You kind of get lost in the sea of tents, but since you know exactly like where it is, easy enough it starts to come into view, and going through the various merchants, kind of like closing up for the night as it is now nighttime. Various sort of entrance flaps are kind of closed, and some people even like taking down the entire tent with all the pegs and putting them to sleep. But you're seeing this just an array of a sea of stars above you. Very beautiful night. A few shooting stars kind of fly by. Gets a bit colder, a bit crisper at night. And you're kind of wandering over. You see little bit of candles and firelight over in the distance that kind of illuminates your way. As you make your way closer and closer, the flap of the tent kind of flowing in the breeze. And as you kind of get up to the entranceway, you just hear this and little sparks, almost like welding sparks, kind of emanating from the entrance of the cave, of the tent itself. Sometimes sparking blue, sometimes sparking purple, sometimes like a bright yellow. Various almost like firework colorations coming out of there. Do you guys keep pressing forward?
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean over the Fiend and be like, "Are you getting tattooed?" Just out of curiosity.
Is there power involved?
Probably.
Then yes.
That's what I figured. Onwards then.
And upwards.
Then yes. Okay, so you kind of go into this tent area and kind of just open up the flap a little bit as you kind of catch it from flapping against the breeze. And you see this sort of elongated wooden chair, almost like a beach chair that's meant to like, elongate a person's body head to toe. And this figure is kind of, their back is towards you. And the person on the chair is just a human figure, sort of peach colored skin, and has just a full array, like head to toe, full of tattoos. Their backs, their biceps, their chest, bald head with like this big gray beard that kind of comes down to here, that's on the table, kind of like chest flat forward. And they have these brown billowy pants that are kind of just laying down by the side. Their shirt's kind of laid off to the side. This figure, also with they have this sort of gray smock on, not too dissimilar to the turtle's smock, but this one's black, and it doesn't have like loops that come or straps that come down low. It's almost like a form-fitting leather shirt that kind of comes up high to the neck with 0 sleeves and goes down very, very low. It's kind of like almost like a alteration to a worker's smock, but it looks more form-fitted to be like a shirt, and then kind of drapes down over the pants. It has like splits on either side, so there's like a long flap on the front and a long flap on the bottom, and then he's wearing kind of dark green billowing pants with boots that are kind of laced up like sort of halfway up the shin, wearing 2 bulky dark brown leather gloves with like big openings at the side, kind of like carpenter's gloves almost. Looks like they've been well loved, very well worn in. 2 huge goggles on this person's head, and the hair on the back is long and stringy. Like it's kind of hard to see the hair color at this point, but each flash of the arcane tattooing going on through this thin little needle that is kind of affixed to this long piece of wood that also has just a bunch of gnarled sort of designs in it. They're all curling and swooshing all around the sort of thick piece of wood. So bald on top, long, stringy, sort of black hair that kind of comes down along the back, big goggles on, sort of fairly muscular back. It's not a scrawny individual or a weakling by any means. Sounds like somebody who lifts their weights a bit. Just working. Is not even looking behind you as of yet.
I'm guessing we don't want to startle him.
Probably not, or else his patron might be a bit annoyed.
Just a little bit. So, do we just wait? Is our front desk?
I'm not necessarily known for my patience, but
what are you talking about, Fiend? I only know you for your patience. When I think of you, I totally think of Fiend, the most patient individual.
You couldn't possibly be thinking of me.
You're the only Fiend I know, but sure.
Excuse me, Greg.
Oh my god.
And you hear just like a sudden like singe of skin, and the person on the chair going, "Ah, son of what the fuck, man!"
did great.
Oh, no.
It looks fantastic.
And you only see the person's back, right? The tattooist's back. But the back part as well, like this sort of black leather getup they have that's sleeveless kind of comes up their back too and up to the neck. And the long stringiness coming down to the side, just the guy goes, "Oh, what the fuck, man? You singed my back!" Like, again, you're not seeing the face, you just see the back of the head.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on, let me get the cloth.
Turns around and there's these big mutton chops that kind of come off to the sides here, and this face that just looks very strange, I guess. Just doesn't have very, like, the face seems very emotionless as they kind of turn around, and they have this weird lip that just goes like this with this smile that just sort of cakes on right here. They take off their goggles.
That's okay, friend. I'll take care of that one later. Don't you worry. I'll make your price half for that.
Oh, we lost John.
And then John died.
Tragic.
Oh no.
And then Fiend just erupted into flames.
Did
He
say they were
leaves
not
the
patient
place.
man. Bean did just say they are not patient.
Oh no. Oh no, I'm Mr. Fiend now.
Oh no, our table
Right.
is broken.
Oh no.
Oh no, our Fiend, it's broken.
Fiend is always broken.
But in the meantime, so Mr. Fiend is able to come back, and hopefully Joy Rose is hearing us and able to fix things around a little bit.
Wow, Saf gets to be Tarek. I am the
So
boy.
this hulking tattooist kind of turns around and has a very, like, sort of innocent face to them. Very stoic looking face, not much emotion in there.
He goes, don't worry about it. I'll take that off your bill.
I think it still looks great. Kind of like peeking around.
What are you doing in my hair shop? You just ruined a very good customer deal that was going
Oh,
on.
Greg?
Yes,
believe this
that's
guy's
the joke. And I'm so mad about it because I was so worried that this is what Kevin was going to go with.
Oh, Greg.
I was
Jonathan,
so pissed. Hi, John.
Oh, I love him
we're
so
talking,
much.
or you're talking to old Greg.
I hate it. Oh my
There
god.
they go.
Oh, they ascended. Oh my god. No, I'm so
Fireball.
mad because this is exactly what I was scared of when I heard the name Greg. That's why I was like, shit.
Oh.
I always think Greg from
No,
Steven
I
Universe.
always think of
Hey.
old Greg
Hey.
when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Mode
I
Greg.
love it. Kevin, I
right.
love this NPC so much.
Guys,
Alright,
we
well,
can
while-
plug C4 Labs.
Oh,
Oh, wait, no,
okay.
never mind. John's back.
Oh, there we go.
John
Are you
is
with
here.
us, friend?
He ascended momentarily.
For now, I'm about to go Mr. Fiend on my fucking internet provider.
Oh,
I know how that feels, my friend. I know how that feels. But as you kind of turn around, and yeah, this very like someone looks like someone like kind of hit them with a shovel, and their face just kind of stayed that way. They just have a very particular like accoutrement to their facial features as they look over you. Just like their face is kind of just smushed over to one side, like nose kind of over here. The lips are a bit crooked. The smile looks up at you as the patron is like, "Ah, son of a bitch!" And then we lost Farrell. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
What is
no.
It's like
Why
little
does
Nicky
this keep
me from
happening?
Greg.
You know what? The tattoo artist is gonna turn around and be like, "What are you doing in my shop?" And maybe we will just take a early break for technical
idea.
difficulties, just for a minute, just to getting things straightened out a little bit. Not too sure if Jordy Rose is out there. Okay, so yeah, we will just cut it to a early break, everybody, and we will be back to fix these little problems. Don't go anywhere.
yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
And we are back. Hello, everybody. We needed to take a second there so I could get my altar out, murder a few elves and summon the internet gods to make sure that Ivy and John's internets worked perfectly. So it only cost you 4 elves. They're fine. I put them away in the garbage disposal. It's a very good garbage.
What do you mean they're fine?
What do you mean they're fine?
What do you
Very
need a
much.
knife here for other than a good old sacrifice?
Don't worry about it. John's drinking their blood right now. It's fine. That's how the
No.
ritual works. So we got the internets to
We're gonna
smooth
get
it along.
so fast.
For murdering fictional elves that don't exist? Question mark?
For
Hey,
John
they
drinking
exist
their
in my
blood?
heart.
Question mark.
John's
The
doing it, not
lab.
me.
Just a great test, right? Oh, Greg.
This is why you get sponsors for this show, everyone, for great banter like this. This is just one of those sessions. But thank you, everyone, while we took the time to kind of figure all that out. But I think everyone's internets are A-okay, so let's jump back into Beyond the Realms. So we kicked off here. Before we left, we had Ramira, Mr. Fiend, Temerian, and Sir Strange accompanying you over to the tattoo tent, where this sort of well-built human with long, straggly, thin hair, bald on top, big mutton chops in the sides with these big sort of welder's goggles, and this sort of form-fitting black leather smock that kind of came up high in the neck, sleeveless, drooped down below past their billowy dark green pants, was just finishing up on a customer who was bald and had tattoos like head to toe all around, was putting the final touches, and you went, excuse me, huge line went across the back. Oh my God, this is horrible. This is really horrible. Don't worry about it, friend. I'll give you a discount on your thing. The barrier should still hold up, so it'll be fine.
I think it looks great.
Turns up, goggles go onto the forehead, and you see this face, as I described earlier, big mutton chops, thin, stringy, long hair, bald on top. Face looks like it was hit with a shovel, kind of squished over to one side. Kind of a stoic, like not a lot of emotion showing, like very sort of a stable individual, just looks at you all. What are you doing here in my shop?
I believe we have a mutual friend, and my name should precede me.
My mutual friend, who's that?
Big fucking Goliath in the desert. Usually only one of them.
Oh, him.
Right.
Right. Is he still a bit sore about the tattoo along his head?
Yeah, he's a bit sore. He is questioning whether or not you're capable.
I tried to tell him that my alert feat skills were still a little bit groggy, but I'm trying. It's a new passion.
Understood. Right. Anyways, we intended to inquire about services of yours.
Oh, is that so? 1 second.
There's a sort of muscly dude's kind of getting off of the elongated wooden chair. That scar is kind of like bleeding a little bit, but you see these intricate sort of, hard to describe. Like it's just like a portrait of like 6 or 7 images that are all like melded together. It doesn't look like there's any beasts or anything on them, but just various patterns and various calligraphy, various runes, and it just goes from like head to toe. Some are like sharp and like tentacles coming out of one side and like crashing waves coming out of another. Plates of armor kind of in one thing.
Sorry about that, my friend. Just you paid half up front, okay? Just 1/3 of the other half, and it will be square. It should last you for a couple days. So if you're gonna go traversing around in the guiding some people through canyons of lost souls, your skin will be hard as a rock. Don't worry about it.
If that leaves a scar, I'm coming back. Just kind of drapes out of the tattoo tent, kind of grabs their clothes and just goes off in a hurry.
It looks great.
Well, I was about to close out my shop here, but because I got time for more, if you got some coin.
But money, right? Yes. Quick question. Do
Yes?
you have any sort of talents and contracts?
Do I have any contracts?
Right, like a tattooed contract. Like a words bond.
No, I don't. I don't do contracts. That's not really my thing.
What is your thing?
Well, kind of a long story, really. I used to run a furniture shop not that long ago. Some crazy shit happened. and there was a giant house mimic that took over my little neighborhood, caused quite a bit of a ruckus. And it even took me for a loop for one point. I was kidnapped, and my whole entire town was just alive with mimics. And it kind of gave me a new lease on life. So I left, did a bit of a pilgrimage, met an amazing arcane tattooer, taught me the ropes, wanted to learn something a little bit different. But I don't have contracts. I don't really have designs even that I can really show you. I just kind of go with the flow.
But your alert spells are shit. So
Well, I'm still a little bit, I'm learning my groove. I'm finding my artistic path. I'm trying the best that I can. I don't see any other tattoo artists around here in the towns, do you?
What do you specialize in is what I'm asking. Clearly, it's not fucking furniture anymore, so what do you do? Well...
Beat.
Sorry. Something about this guy. It's like I've met him in another life.
I'm a little thrown off with a house mimic, but we can come back to that later. Right. What exactly do you specialize in? What do you think is your best of the best?
I just try to hone in on my craft, and you kind of give me a bit of an intention, an idea of what you're thinking for your design, and we just leave it up to the gods to decide, really.
So you really don't have a specialty?
No.
Okay.
I got this pen, though.
That's... breathe.
I'm saying I specialize in killing people. It's a thing that happens, and sometimes I'm really good with fire, and sometimes I'm really good with force.
Right. Okay, so you have this cool pen. That's phenomenal. Great. Kind of side glance to Fiend. Are we still doing this?
Yes, fuck it. Why not? Hey, I want something fancy. Very fancy. Like your best work. How much for your best work?
How much of your body you're looking to get tattooed there, big boy?
How much of it needs to be your best work?
I feel like he's going to base his best work on how big of a space you're giving him.
That's quite right.
All right, I'll give you my entire right arm.
Entire right arm, you say? Well, I was about to close my shop, so you'd be working on overtime hours, so that'd be about double the pay. Entire arm's gonna take me about an hour.
Only an hour?
Do you want to be longer?
Magic pen. Magic pen.
Oh, right, magic. Yes. How foolish of me.
I mean, I could do really slow, but it's pretty painful.
It's fine. Best work, after all.
I'll have a bit of the fireweed whiskey. Calm down the nerves. Really smooth, intricate lines.
For me or for you?
What?
Who's drinking said fireweed whiskey?
Oh, I will be.
Right. You might as well pour for two.
All right, then. Your funeral. This shit's really hot.
I have horns for a reason.
Just looks up for the first time and talking to you.
Oh.
Kind of a demon.
Oh, you're one of those.
Right.
I haven't seen many of them come around here.
Demons or horned people?
Both.
You know they're not the same. Okay.
They're the same. Sit down. How much?
It's gonna be 1,000 gold for that one, big boy.
I'll give you 1,200 if you don't fuck it up.
Sounds like a challenge to me. You got any more friends that are coming in to ask me old freaking old Greg for some more tattoos or what?
Yeah, I have about 5 of them potentially.
Good. Then I won't fuck up. You two be quiet. Did you want one too?
He just looks over to you, Farrell.
Yeah, I'll go after Fiend.
All right. You want the whole arm? The whole body? Your face? Where?
I do not want my face. Do not touch my face.
No?
No.
Touch your face.
Been working a lot with faces. I've been working a lot with faces lately.
I'm sure
Okay.
you have. I do not
I'll
want
pay you triple to do it.
Like a dragon claw?
I
Like
do not want him to touch my face, Beans.
Oh, like a hand coming up like this?
I do not want a
Terry,
hand.
do you think that if we walked over now, we could still catch them to get a tattoo? Because I kind of wanted to get one and I didn't go, and I felt like I should have.
Are you able to tell them just do not touch my face?
I'll give you 6,000 gold to do a Achaidh Tyson around her.
Oh my
Do not touch my
god.
face. Do not touch my face.
Tarek, I'm gonna go walk over, see if I can't find this tattoo artist.
Okay, I'll come with
wanna
you.
go in?
Strange,
Okay.
are you coming?
Your stranger already left. Strange went to
Oh,
go
Strange-
get my clothes done.
Right.
Yeah.
Need something?
Right.
Need something?
I'll come with you then. Maybe we'll meet Strange on the way. Who knows?
Maybe. Hey, we get Strange a tattoo while they're gone.
Oh
I
God.
don't think Strange would.
Left butt cheek.
I could be wrong.
Whole
I
thing.
think they would love a rose.
Oh,
All
All right,
Dude.
you
Tamarian.
just hear the, you just
All
hear
right,
the
like,
argument
seriously, what do you want?
of, I'll tell you what. Just I
Neck?
want my shoulder coming up towards my neck. Sure.
Shoulder comes up to your neck.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Right.
You two, out of the tent. Get out. I need quiet with my work. Move. Just kind of like trying to like shush out Tamarian and Sir Strange. Just like get outside of the hut for a little bit.
Shoot.
Tamarian, I give you 100% permission to kill anybody who did interrupt this particular process. Kill them dead. Kill them before they hit the tent flap.
But not the other
'Cause
frostbreakers.
But if this shit fucks up, I'm killing you.
Do not kill the other frostbreakers.
Man, someone's fucking testy because I just leashed the Shadow Hound. Oh, Jesus Christ. What am I saying to you? Just mutters himself and leaves out to the front of the tent. And so, Fiend, you're up first.
Yeah.
All right. So, this is a system that I invented right before we streamed. So, first off, I'm going to roll a performance check. This to determine how good the tattoo is.
Oh, shit.
Then I'm going to have you roll a d10 to determine what type of tattoo our friend Greg here was inclined and inspired to make. Farrell,
Okay.
there will be checks throughout the tattoo, kind of like a skill check. Farrell, you can give inspiration to Greg to try to make him, like, inspire him to do a better job with his tattoo. Okay?
Got it.
The effectiveness and the lustriousness of the tattoo will determine how effective it is, how long it lasts, and so on and so forth. Okay? So first, performance check. So you start to lay down on the sort of long wooden chair here, sort of the beach parka chair. And where did you say you want the tattoo again? All on the
His-
arm, right?
Yeah, his entire right arm up to his wrist.
A whole sleeve. So starts to take his sort of, it almost looks like a Harry Potter wand with just this jagged piece of metal at the end, and a few variations of inks sort of on a table, sort of beside the longer one. Just sort of dips it in there. All right, that friend. Try not to scream, okay? And he just like taps it on the end. These sort of spark plugs kind of go off. And don't move. It really makes a big difference if you move.
Understood.
First, starting to take the pen down to your skin. It is like a soldering iron touching your skin. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
No problem. Let's do it. Oh boy. It's not that bad. Oh yeah, I'm trained con. 25. 18.
25. It's a sharp stabbing pain at first, but you're kind of like, ugh! You just kind of bear down for a minute, and you start seeing the design. And it's not like even he's like drawing it, but sort of poking the sharp metal to your skin and sort of like almost tuning it. And almost like radio knobs, like turning it one way. And Farrell kind of looking over, I see these sparks kind of
tapping onto the shoulder to start, and he starts to twist it and turn, and you just see the inkwell from the bottom of the metal just start to spread out from the entry point, and it's kind of slowly, almost like an ink blot, like forming a design. The longer he kind of tunes it and kind of switches it over, and then the sparks will kind of fly like a soldering iron. Then he'll take it out of there and start to poke a various spot sort of near where he started, and just sticks it in again and just twisting and turning. But the inks are gliding around perfectly, like if the liquid itself was just sort of dripping down from the head of the pen. They're starting to form like cylindrical lines and wave patterns, and like it looks really sharp. So far so good. At this point though, for Ramira and Tarek, Ramira's gone. I'll wait till you come back. No, it's okay. I was like, and shit. So I'll have the two of you make perception checks at disadvantage of night, because you don't know where you're going and it's nighttime.
I can
To
see.
see if you can find the tent.
What's happening?
You're gonna make perception checks at disadvantage, just because it is nighttime and you're not sure where the tent is.
I'm guidancing myself.
Booyah.
Cool. Perception, you said, yeah? I'm so glad I have that +5 now.
I got a 15.
15. 18. Okay, so as you kind of leave the Silver Mirage, it is nighttime. There's a couple torches kind of stuck into the sand, but you do notice like quitting time. Like there's a fairly large wave of locals from Otanzu starting to like leave the market part of the town here and go back into their homes. So you're just having a hard time kind of sifting through them. You're like, oh, where is it? And then sort of off in the distance, Tarkramir, you just hear the slight buzzing sound and a little smattering of sparks out in the distance, sort of between the white tents, and just the familiar sound of feet going.
Ooh, that sounds promising.
Some fucking god.
Ooh,
Feet.
and
It looks phenomenal.
hurting.
Fucking better.
Do we
Incredible.
see Tamarian and Strange
Feral.
outside?
Oh yeah, that's true. Strange is outside.
Yeah, so as you kind of make your way towards the sound and sort of the sparking noise, you do see that same tent that's kind of like a graffiti all over it, lots and lots of colors on the outside, and Tamarian standing there in a sort of disguise with the long flowing cloaks and the bald head, the darkened sort of tan skin from the sun, and scars all over him. Sir Strange sort of standing next to them.
Okay, we found them. Awesome.
As you guys are kind of approaching, Tamarian's like,
Oh, quiet. Okay, quiet. Why do we have to be quiet?
Sorry, they came up to the tattoo artist earlier and kind of made they kind of spooked him and kind of razored someone in the back. It was a whole thing, so they don't want to be disturbed. Well,
You
he's
see
currently
Ramira's
working
eyes
on things
open.
right now.
With great interest at that notation.
It's working on Fiend right now, and he kind of specifically said that they would kill me if anyone did something bad over there. But I mean,
I know it's tempting.
I could easily have gone off for a little bit of a wee over there while you showed up as well. I mean,
It's your funeral.
Quite literally.
Marion knows he will fucking kill him. There was not a bit of deceit in Fiend's voice.
Ramira, I wouldn't, as much as it's very tempting.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Oh. Okay. Oh no. What's my my persuasion is +5, 15. I rolled a 10 +5.
Oh, okay, it's just enough for her to go.
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
all right, I'll just be over here, right over there, doing a little bit of a wee. If you want to just, do a little bit of something, I was
No,
never
I
wiser.
don't think you should be leaving at all, Tamarian.
Oh, don't you want to look at your friend over there and maybe spook him a little bit? Like, come on, I think he kind of deserves it at this
Sit.
point, don't he?
Down.
And Marion just kind of like
Good boy.
sits for a minute, is just looking around for another excuse. But the sparks kind of flying off the inside, starting to work on the second part of the tattoo. So I will roll another performance check.
Fuck yes!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's it's
It's best
tradition
work.
on Beyond the Realms for good old DM Dicecream Sandwich to crit when his players need it from his fucking own NPCs.
Yep.
So that's good for 2 out of 3 passes. So, Mr. Fiend, roll me a d10, please.
Got you. That is a 9.
A 9. Oh, of course you got this one. Okay.
I do want to point out, I would like to say this before we hear the effect. I have been practicing rolling d10s, and the last 6 rolls, 6 I made were 9s.
Damn, look at you.
So on that 6 roll that you just asked me for, I was like, and I can show you this. So I have been rolling 9s.
All right. Yeah, it's fair. I did this to myself. Okay. I'm just quickly going over it. It's so I understand it correctly. And you chose the whole arm.
Whole right arm. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Do. Okay. Okay. That's what happened. So the first off, for Fiend, what is Fiend's favorite 3 spells?
Fireball, Disintegrate, and Dominate Creature.
Dominate Creature. Fireball, Disintegrate, and Dominate Creature. So you start to see this tattoo start to expertly just fall down from the entry points of this sort of inked wand. And then you start to see Farrell that he starts to make details as the ink start to spread from the entry points and kind of flow around. It almost seem to have the mind of their own as the dark ink start to become more colored and more vibrant. And they start to take this sort of Sailor Jerry's-esque artwork all over Fiend's arm, from shoulder to bicep to forearm, as it kind of just spreads down. And almost, it's interesting that the way he's using his sort of his needle, this magical sort of tattooing needle, is like fine-tuning a radio signal. You can see the part of the arm, like the inkwell, start to take a shape, and he's like, "Nah, that's not right. That's not right at all." And he just like turns it slightly, like turning the knob like over to the right, and you see the image that was like kind of making almost a dark cloud start to like swirl over to the right, and then intricate lines start to become more detailed, and the gray color starts to become big, bright, and orange. Sort of this cloud of fire coming from here, serrating down from disintegrate rays that kind of come through, almost like the cloud of fireball is shooting lightning bolts, but they're disintegrate rays, and they're kind of twisting and turning around in this sort of mid part, and then they form. The disintegrate rays kind of intermingle with the cloud that looks like a cloud of fire all the way down your arm and kind of wrapping around until the disintegrate rays kind of come up to your wrist and make your hand look like a controlling hand, as it has this sort of red dragon scale design that like starts to change and become dark maroon, and it kind of covers up to the inside of your hand up here and kind of foils upward and makes your fingernails look like little dragon claws, and they are just sort of all swishing and curling together until they all starts to seep into your skin. And now you get to tell me what you want that image to look like on your arm with a natural 20.
Oh, I imagine it kind of looks like the heavens raining down fire, like almost like meteor swarm from his shoulder, and as like the it gets to the shoulder turns into like cracked molten earth, and those veins turn into disintegrate rays that lead into like the foreheads of like silhouettes of people that like his whole hand is like black. But at the top of his wrist, they're just like the heads of the silhouettes of people where the rays are like hitting the forehead.
And so he actually finished the tattoo in like a pretty good amount of time. He said it'd probably take an hour. This happens in like 20-ish, 25 minutes, as almost the tattoos take a mind of its own. And as Greg is kind of putting on the final details, the final parts of the artistry's work, kind of takes this needle off of your arm and is like, "Oh, you've got a very good relationship to the arcane now, don't you?"
Pearl's gonna leave.
I do love magic.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Greg, you're doing a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you, my dear. I do practice a lot, mostly on cadavers, but it's very nice to do it on a live person.
But you know what? Look, Fiend,
No.
if you're gonna get good practice, sometimes cadavers are the best thing to practice on, don't you think?
Sure.
The pen does what it does, my friend, and at this point, it's decided to give you a little bit of a freebie. I can see that your favorite spell's there, and you're not going to be able to use any of those, I don't think, but this should come in handy in a pinch if you're a little bit gassed out, I might say. If you use one too many, you might have a little extra one in the tank. This magical tattoo that you have allows you, Mr. Fiend, to cast a single spell of up to 5th level. Any spell up to 5th level, a single use. You don't have to use your sorcery points. You don't have to use your spell slots. It is a freebie, one-time use shot of a spell of up to 5th level.
Phenomenal. That is awesome.
For you to decide in the moment of casting.
That's a really good tattoo.
It's a really good tattoo.
Natural 20. Okay, so after a while, takes the inkwell or the needle off. It's kind of very sore, like your whole entire arm is kind of like red hot at this point. But the inkwell the inks just kind of seep into your skin, and that design that you described is all over your arm currently.
That's fucking awesome. I give him his 1,200 gold.
Okay. Thank you very much, my friend. Very much appreciated.
No problem.
Tell him Greg sent you.
Always would. Farrell,
All
would
right.
you care for me to give you your space?
Sure. I think it looks phenomenal, those Fiend. Very fitting.
Thank you.
All right,
Ow.
up next.
I'll take my leave too from the tent.
Okay.
You see the two of you, Tarek and Ramira, you see Fiend coming out of the tattoo tent with just this huge intricate design of like meteor swarm and all this badassery image all over him. And you can see that the inks are kind of like slowly moving as well. Like the clouds are kind of like slowly moving and roiling through. The meteors are like slowly moving down the arm, almost like a slow-mo animated image that's on a
Those
loop.
look nice.
That is quite something.
Thank you.
Ooh, I want to get one so bad now.
Do you all have the money for it?
Uh,
Technically, it's your money, but yes.
Good.
Oh, well, how much did it cost you? A couple hundred gold, perhaps?
1,200
I'm sorry, what?
for his best work. 1,200.
It looks really
That's
good,
very
to be fair.
expensive. It does. It does.
Sarek, do you need some money?
No.
No?
I have
You're
some of
fine.
my- if you're
Fiend is
offering-
our bank.
I mean, you
Fiend
do
is
seem to
bank.
have
Agave.
large amounts
Sugar
of-
daddy.
You are, in
Agave
fact, our
daddy.
bank. So if you are offering,
Fiend is the bank.
sure.
The
You know
bank.
what?
Monopoly man.
I pay for both of you.
Oh.
Just tell the man what you want and come back and get me.
But what if it's bad?
Oh.
Then I'll kill him.
No.
I don't want you to kill him.
Don't kill old Greg.
No, I kind of want to kill old Greg.
Why?
Work. What's
People
Farrell
seem-
getting?
It's like what the upstanding gentleman.
Something amazing.
Let's find out. So Farrell, you start to lay down on the long beach chair Where would you like your tattoo to be again?
So she's like, I think I've changed my mind. I want the back of my neck going all the way back down to both my shoulder blades.
All
Like,
right.
she wants it, like, across the back of her shoulders.
Across the back of your shoulders. Okay. You'll have to. I'll look up. Craig will just look over here. It's fine.
No, you're fine. And she'll just kind of like take off the jacket, and she's wearing her dancer's outfit. So for the most part, her shoulders and neck are already exposed. So she's just kind of takes off the jacket, puts it off to the side, shimmies like the shirt down a little further, and then it's like, all right, that should be good.
All right, perfect. Just lie down here, face down on old Greg's chair here, and just watch out for the. Just put your face with the face hole right at the top
Yep.
there. There you go. Very nice.
Yep.
All right.
My dice rolls are good enough for this.
Starts dipping in more ink of the inkwells and taps the edge. And all of the outside kind of hear those sparks emit once more, multiple colors coming out. All right, performance check for the arcane tattoo artist known as Greg.
I have mixed feelings.
Okay.
I love Greg.
I have
Greg's the
mixed
best
feelings.
NPC.
So as he starts to take out his new pen and just starts to place it on the back of your neck again, searing hot pain just goes through your whole body. It's kind of a shock. But once again, just putting on that same sort of artistry they did before, fine-tuning it, turning the wand, as it were, sort of back and forth, picking another spot, just tuning it here, tuning it there. And he's kind of quickly like going back and forth and darting, very quick, fast motions, where his fiend was kind of like focused on one thing and like putting a lot of intense facial, well, like it's hard to tell with his face, it's all kind of frozen in one spot. But the eyes especially, they'll just seeped in. But this tattoo that he's putting on you seems to be a lot more quick directions back and forth. But you can feel the sort of inkwell as it spreads. It just like this hot sensation is kind of going through your neck, almost like hot water falling down, but it like pours down and then will like coil back up and like move around, and it's kind of an interesting sensation. But you don't feel any sort of jagged pokes or streaks or anything, cuts along the back of the neck. Seems to be going pretty well. Well, I'm doing my best rolls right now. This is concerning. Okay, so 19 and a 15 on both of those. So, Farrell, roll me a D10, please.
A D10? Where's my D10? Ah, that's a 6. 6 on a D10.
6.
I'm digging this music.
The music has been very good since we've gone to a Tenzin.
It's so good.
Top tier.
You said 6, correct?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Okay, so as the inkwell sort of starts to flow down, the sensation of the ink running almost feels like a writer's pen, like someone doing calligraphy, like swiping around the back of your neck and going down sort of the shoulder blade muscles. It's intricate sort of twists and turns and curls ups as you just kind of are just sitting there, kind of breathing back and forth, breathing in and out, and as he's putting on the final touch, he's like, "So what brings you over into Otanzu?"
Well, just traveling like we normally do.
Traveling through. It's not really a place that many people travel through. It's more of a destination place.
Sometimes you gotta go see the weird places. Mimic House, huh? Mimic House.
Yeah. It's quite a strange thing for a hometown. Never seen anything like it. A mimic took over an entire house and apparently was a queen mimic. Then mimic started birthing off of her and wanted to take over the whole town. It's very strange.
That sounds very strange.
I don't know how people couldn't tell it was me. I mean, I'm a fairly pretty eccentric fellow.
I mean, you are. Yep. I agree.
Very, very memorable.
Yeah, very.
Going around, and the inkwell kind of comes starts to come up to your neckline over here.
All right, that's I think that's about do it. No?
Just kind of stops for a minute, and you can feel him kind of going back and forth a bit, kind of giving it a once over. And he's like,
What?
I'm sure it's fine.
What? What do you mean you're sure it's fine?
How do you feel about tentacles?
I'm fine with them. Why do you ask?
Well, you got a lot of them on your neck now, so there's that.
Tentacles? What? Do you have a
Yeah.
mirror?
Hold on.
kind of goes down and grabs kind of this shard of a broken mirror that's pretty big from the ground, and has it on with his sort of welder gloves, and is just trying to I don't know how this is gonna work.
Just kind of direction it a little bit. I can kind of look back. You
Okay.
stop moving. You're good. Stop. Cool. Well, kind of glance. It's back.
So glancing over, it looks like an octopus has just sort of the base of your neck is kind of like the octopus head, and this array of tentacles are just coming off down your neck and spreading it down to your shoulders. And as they're spreading down, you can feel them kind of moving almost, snaking around and kind of coiling down around your shoulder blade and kind of seeping over here and moving slightly back and forth. And they're a dark sort of purple and black sort of combination as they swirl down here and kind of come up here. So this is the Coiling Grasp tattoo. You have to attune to the tattoo for this to work. But basically, you have grasping tendrils. While the tattoo is on your skin, as an action, you can cause that tattoo to extrude into inky tendrils, which reach for a creature you can see within 15 feet of you. The creature must succeed on a DC 14 strength saving throw or take 3d6 force damage and be grappled by you. As an action, the creature can escape the grapple by succeeding on a DC 14 strength or dexterity check. So basically you have grasping tentacles that can reach out from behind your neck, do damage, and grab somebody.
Just kind of looking. She's like, huh, I actually really like that. Good job, Greg. Thank you.
Oh, you're very, very welcome.
How much do I owe you?
This one's a little bit of a neck piece. Doesn't be 900 gold there.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do 950 with a little bit of a tip.
950. Perfect.
Thank you. I'm gonna walk out, kind of readjusting my shirt. Oh, hi guys. Kind of Tarek.
Hey.
Did you like what you get?
Oh.
Yeah, and I'll kind of turn around. There's just these dark tentacles now across her back. Yeah.
Wow.
Spooky.
Kind of laid out in a display that kind of accentuates your back muscles and goes along with your shoulder blades.
Wow. Octopus are supposed to be very smart.
Yes.
I like it.
What does
I
it
like
do?
it.
Can't capture them at all.
What
I
does
like
it
it.
do?
Oh, well, it will grasp people with its
Like a hug?
That's useful. Could you imagine these tentacles grasping something, and then you turn into a mammoth and smash into the thing?
I can't.
Mammoth with tentacles. Tentacles.
Mammoth with tentacles.
Yes.
Oh,
The power there. The power.
I feel
I
like
don't
this
like
is
that
terrifying.
thought at all.
Ugh.
I'm sure it'd be really cool.
Hmm.
Okay, me next.
Oh,
Like
you
one?
next.
All right.
Hey, where's that stupid fox?
Oh, I told him to sit down. He's right there.
Oh,
Hello.
Over here, man.
Gotcha.
Do you need to go for a walk?
I mean, I have been trying to go pee for like an hour, but he doesn't want me to go anywhere, so I guess I'm staying here.
Fiend, let the fox go pee.
All right, go pee, Fox.
Thank you, kindly. Finally just gets up, and the black cloak kind of swaying in the sand as they just kind of turn the corner from the tattoo tent and just leave your sight.
If you run, I will hunt you down if Fiend doesn't first.
I don't even care anymore.
Okay, but I maybe want to go on the fox hunt.
Ooh.
You can send the Yake and I after him if you want.
Eh,
Then he can't run off.
should be fine. Anyways,
Ramira, good luck.
have fun. This is Greg saying.
All right, so going inside, same thing.
Right?
Oh, new friend.
Hi. I'm here. Do you have a tattoo?
Oh, I thought it
Okay.
was just the two of them. There's more. All right. More the merrier, I guess. They have the required payment.
Aren't you going to give me an estimate on what I'm asking for first?
It's kind of a freewheeling dealing society over here, my friend. Where did you want it? How big did you want it?
Sure. And so she's going to gesture to her rib cage area. And she wants to get probably a baseball sized tattoo, and she wants it to be a crescent moon with her dad's mask on the side, and then a little star within the little area of the moon. And I put a picture that I poorly drew in our group chat. But that's what it looks like. So it's a moon with her dad's plain mask and then a little star in it.
Oh, cool. Oh, I see it now. Okay.
Yeah, I can't draw, but it's something.
Well, I'll try to get close to that as I can. You know, the pen kind of does what it wants. But hey, let's roll the dice now, shall we? Sit right over here.
I have guidance on him and also me.
Okay. Casting guidance on Greg Tattooer.
So he gets a D4 added to his rolls.
Roll the performance. You're lucky because it was a 5. Of course, the first one.
It's always me. I knew this was gonna happen.
But we will roll the guidance.
It's
A moon or a crab claw?
Yeah, exactly. Oh. And I have to roll too?
So this is the performance check. So as you're trying to describe to him exactly what you want, a very detailed sort of image of it, he's like, all right, well, try to okay.
We have to get cover-up work done.
Because usually, like you said, he's just been poking the end to a person and tuning it back and forth. Goes over to the sort of the section you've kind of lift up your shirt to the side of the abdomen. I've never really drawn a moon before, but can't be that hard. And just takes the sharp part on one end and just
Really getting in there.
and starts to scratch along the side. And the sparks, the larger sparks are kind of coming through. It is not very pleasant at all. I'll have you roll Constitution saving.
Kevin, you got a D4 of inspiration from the chat.
Fuck me, and also the horse that I rode in on. Oh, I don't even know what that was because I fucked it up. I think it was a 7. I got an 8 because I'm fucking me. I'm myself.
So as you start to get in this tattoo, it is starting to hurt quite a lot. The jagged searing edges are just scraping against your skin. And it's hard to even feel the ink kind of coming out of the end of the pen and starting to form an image. You just feeling the searing cut just scratching against your skin as he's starting to make the crescent line, trying somebody who's really good with yeah. The rest of you just hear Ramir in the back. Oh fucking Jesus Christ!
Okay.
Just swearing like a sailor.
I'm just gonna poke my head in a little bit and be like, Greg, you're very talented and I'm sure you're doing an amazing job. Maybe
You can see her clutching.
it's maybe a little gentler, but you're doing a really, really good job. Trying to be You've got this. It'll be
Are you
fine."
still in the tent or are you outside?
I poked my head in, like, very
Okay.
quietly. I
So
was
I'm
like,
gonna use the roll that I got from the inspiration I got from Chad as well.
and be like, "Hey, Greg, you're doing a really good job. It looks great, but maybe they use a little bit of a gentler hand. That's great."
I'm sorry, usually I just kind of go with the flow and go to the
No, I
one, but they
get it.
really want something detailed, and I'm just...
I get your creative freedom is a little, like, you're feeling a little stifled, but you're doing a really good job.
And
Like,
you look over at Ramirez's like sort of torso, and there's just this red, jagged, like curved line.
I saw things and I thought maybe this will be fine, but apparently
Ramirez, you're doing a great job. You're doing an incredible job. Maybe just a little lighter hand. But otherwise, you're doing great. Like, I can tell. It's going to look amazing.
All right. Roll D4 for inspiration there.
Okay. That's a 3.
Not bad. Not bad.
Okay, so that does take it a little bit well above 10 now. So that jagged line really stings for a moment, and like you can feel a little bit of the blood start to trickle down the side, and you're just like, you're literally in the middle of like a desert tent merchant town. This sketchy dude with like welder's goggles and like stringy hair coming from the side, this like neck high black smock with just like your friend's tattoos look great. And as soon as you describe stuff, you feel that jagged piercing motion. You're like, oh shit, maybe I'm regret this. This is just going to be a scar. But then after that pep talk, he kind of takes the hand off. He's like, here, let old Greg work his little magic here. Okay. It might not feel like how you want it, but I think I got a good beat on this so far. Just give me a minute.
fine, it'll just be in my body forever.
It's okay. It's okay. I think I can save this. I think Greg can save this. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. And he's gonna roll second performance check.
Oh, also, I will be guidancing this man every step of the way, so
Okay.
add a D4,
Good,
please, God.
Good call. That was a 9.
Kevin, why can't you save some of your luck for me?
His hands is tired from our two friends.
You are truly my antithesis.
God damn it. I swear I'm not like this in other
You
games.
should never go after
But
King.
I got a 4. I got a 4 in the guidance.
Sorry, that middle finger was for John, but he wasn't paying attention, so now.
Oh no, I'm sure it was.
So he starts to like kind of go back to his usual way of doing the tattooing, where he kind of like sort of digs it into one end and kind of like fine tunes it a bit. And now you can feel sort of the inks like pouring out from the edge of the pen, starting to swirl and kind of move around in that concentric circle. Feel little beads of ink kind of dripping down the torso region, kind of like down your leg a little bit, like it feels a little messy. But you start to feel them kind of contort and turn and become more spherical as you can feel like the design
Like
starting to
I can-
take a bit of shape.
Fix infections because I can feel one coming along.
Okay, so it is starting to turn a little bit, but basically we barely succeeded one, and we succeeded on the other with a lot of help. So you can roll your D6.
Okay, my D6. I'm gonna use my Gen Con one. It's a 4.
It's a 4.
I
Okay.
don't like the way you said that. I just wanted a cute tattoo. I didn't care if it was magical. Me? Afraid? No. I don't even know what that means.
I don't care.
Nothing bad has ever happened from getting a tattoo.
Correct. Fuck, I missed the chance to get the tattoo of a magi. That would have been perfect for this scene. Why didn't I do that?
Go again.
No,
Go
fuck
again.
you.
Do it.
Not unless John's
Nothing
rolling
could go
for
wrong.
me. Don't talk to me, John. You can't even
Okay.
get on my face.
So you start to feel the image starting to form, and you can start to feel that sort of crescent moon shape taking place with the mask of Cirrus kind of taking form on the other. And it was a bit painful. You kind of start to look down at the work as you see the shape kind of like an ink blot, like messy at first and then starting to form and get detail and gain shape. There is a fairly large, sort of on the crescent moon side, there's a fairly large like sort of red scar at like the top third of like the bend on the crescent moon. But the rest of it has now taken good shape and the paint's starting to settle in, and it looks fairly close to what you were looking for.
All right.
except there is this sort of, as the ink is starting to kind of take shape, there is this calligraphy pen, this very nice calligraphy pen that's kind of shot through it diagonally. And then just kind of as you're looking at it, as the ink is starting to dry and settle, the pen just sort of sinks into the skin. But the tattoo that you wanted does have a fairly good likeness to what you were describing. So as he explains to you, he's like, are you someone for lore? Do you like a lot of history?
Yes.
Do you enjoy writing as a hobby, maybe?
Yes.
Got a little bit of a bookworm vibe from you. As he kind of explains to you, the tattoo you got is the Illuminator's tattoo. As you look down at your finger, you notice that the inks have kind of like got us a bit smudged on your hand, as you kind of like, kind of instinctive, just like reactively, like kind of went to like blot or dry up some of the ink that was running. You got a bit of black ink on your finger. When you try to wipe it off, it like you're trying to rub it off, but you're just smudging it and getting more ingrained to your skin, and then you see the ink just start to like sink into the tip of your finger. Basically, what this means is, once the tattoo is completed, while this tattoo's on your skin, you can write with your fingertip as if an ink pen that never runs out of ink. As an action, you can touch a piece of writing up to 1 page in length and speak a creature's name. The writing becomes invisible to everyone other than you and the named creature for the next 24 hours.
That's fun.
Either of you can dismiss the invisibility by touching the script. No action required. Once used, this action can't be used again until the next dawn.
Interesting.
So you essentially have like a personal invisible ink that only you and the person that you dictate can read. Only the two of you can read.
That's fun.
But either one of you could like make the ink like become visible to other people if you wanted to.
That's very fun.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to have so much fun with this.
Just starting like just drawing dicks all over the place. I could see you specifically. That's funny you rolled that. I could see you just freaking out so many people. Can you imagine just like drawing invisible messages on walls and like, are you seeing this? Everyone's like,
I'm
no,
so
I don't see anything. You're like, I'm haunted.
I'm so excited about
My
this.
first thought was just hiding information from Gloomwing, but you guys are out here like, we can
I
find everyone.
gotta draw
Could do that
Beavis.
too.
I gotta draw Beavis.
Could do that too.
Gotta do it.
Okay.
Very excited.
You know what? Just give it to Glooming and be like, this document with all the secret information.
It's all just a peen. Just a bunch of peens.
All right. And then switching out of the room is like, sorry about that scratch there. The details are not my thing. I just kind of do whatever the pen kind of tells me to do, kind of thing.
Well, maybe you should tell your clientele that before you get started.
Buyer beware.
God, thanks, Greg. Appreciate you.
No problem, friend. Is anyone else out there?
Yeah, hang on. Tarek?
Mm.
Oh,
Are
you want
okay?
one? Yeah, it's fine.
I
You want a tattoo?
never gotten the tattoo
You
before.
can't ask him for details. You just have to let the spirit guide him. I learned that the hard way.
Right.
That's how I
was
end
about
up.
to say, I don't really know what I would get a tattoo.
I got frostbite.
Just ask him for his best work. Ask him for his best work.
You didn't
Sacrifice
fucking-
a part of your body.
You didn't say that, Fiend. You just said, do you want to touch
Yeah,
I know. I heard that you had a smart mouth today, so I decided to do it myself.
I could kill you when you're asleep, you know? Do it.
Yeah, you basically just say, give him a part of your body and then let him just go.
I pick up Fiend's hand. I start writing on it.
Get off me. I know something creepy happened.
It just says F yeah. And it doesn't, you can't see it yet though, but it's still there.
It's there though.
All right.
Do you want a tattoo?
Gold. If I'm gonna get one, you said you'd pay for it.
I will pay for it. Just go in there. He knows that I'm good for my money.
All right.
You're gonna be great.
Derek gives you a bit of a look like, I don't know what I'm
The
doing.
Pharaoh with octopus on her shoulder. You're gonna be great.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be
Right.
fantastic.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Okay.
Where are you getting tattooed?
Just kidding. Yeah.
Cool. Pharaoh's happy with that. She's like, great.
Should be both your thighs.
All right, so you walk into the tattooist tent there, Tarek, and you same thing, long stringy hair, bit disheveled, kind of a creepy looking dude, but doing the best he can. Are you the last
Hello?
one, Matt?
Oh my god.
What?
Nothing. I swear I know you from
Some
somewhere.
cat cut your tongue, my friend.
What? No.
No?
I've come to ask for your finest work as recommendation from a friend.
Finest work. You don't want any detailing? I'm still getting used to that, but I did a pretty good job on your friend there, I must say. No?
Let the pen guide, I guess. Just
Right? That's what I
trying to
say.
be like,
You can
that's
just
what
see
I-
Ramiro
I
like
know
this
what I'm
in the
doing.
curtain.
Derek's just
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
doing.
All right, friend. Take a seat at the table, and we'll see what the old Achaidh have in store for you.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
turning out to be a
Tarek
great night for old
will-
Greg.
Tarek will roll up the sleeve of his left arm.
He admits he's old, Greg.
We'll just give him the arm.
All right. Picks up this sort of water basin. Spicy.
What was that?
Oh, this is fireweed whiskey. Never
Can I
had
get
it?
some of that. No.
Oh, go for it. Pass it over.
All right.
You're doing it the right way.
We'll absolutely have some.
Take
Take it.
This thing is like chucking down bomb beyond insanity. Like the hottest of like the hot wings, hot sauce. It just trickles down to just kind of like liquid fire, and it seeps down into your sternum, past your gullet, and then just like just sits there like a stone. But it weirdly comforts you and kind of calms you down because you have nothing else to focus on but this like intense sort of burning sensation with your tiefling kind of background. Doesn't like satiate you as much as other people, but it's kind of like this zen sort of like state that just makes you feel a bit more comfortable, a bit more relaxed. But as he starts to like figure out where he wants to start on the tattoo. So I've asked your friends here, but what brings you to Olotansu? Your friend said you were just passing through, but nobody here passes just through, right? Starts to go to town.
Just, you know, as I said, passing through, minding my own business.
All right then. Nobody wants to talk to old Greg about your feelings or whatever. That's fine. I'm just tattooing you here in like 9 about hours. You know, it's fine. Whatever.
Well, I'm paying you well for it, so it's fine.
No, I guess so. So you're not going onto the Canyon of Lost Souls then?
Doesn't say anything.
All right then. As soon as he's
Oh, no.
trying to be
Kevin, no!
somewhat
Fuck.
friendly with you, and you kind of just like, don't talk to me, Barber.
Oh.
Rolled a 5.
5. Love that.
So
Inspiration
Greg
from-
sort of
No.
Greg's kind of motion just sort of goes from doing his fine tuning skill when he's just like trying to make chit chat with you, like, just do the job, please. Pretty attitude towards him. All right. Oh, you know what? I think we're gonna have to do a bit of a different approach here. You're fine with pain, right?
Suffered plenty of
That's
it.
great. And he kind of just takes it as he takes it, like takes his wand almost like a screwdriver, just starts grinding you against your skin like sandpaper, and it sucks. It hurts quite a fucking lot. Like he's just shelling out skin follicles off of your arm. You're just kind of bearing down and trying to grit it. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
19 plus 4.
Okay.
23.
So yeah, it fucking sucks. It's like bearing down on you, and you're trying to like you bite through it. You're like, ugh.
I'm gonna need more of that whiskey.
I'll get you that in a second, friend. Just got one more detail.
just like a 5-year-old with a crayon, just like going like long strides, short little jabs in here, and just going back and forth. What would you try to have it look like again? What did you ask him for?
He just said.
Oh, he did best work, right? So he's just like doing crazy, like brush strokes and crazy jolts and cuts, and you're just like, like it looks like he's just trying to flay your arm off, basically at this point. But he's gonna roll another performance check.
Something thunder and lightning based. Why not? Fuck it.
Okay, so that one is a bit better. As like he like kind of sears it off and just sees you kind of wincing and doing this.
Oh, it looks like you can take a bit of pain there, friend. Have you been in many squabbles before?
Oh, plenty.
Stops like taking sort of the wand off by hand and starts to sort of put it in bit by bit back to his old way of doing things.
So you've been in a few scraps?
Plenty.
Yeah? What have you gone against?
Worse things than you could possibly imagine.
Oh, worse things? I can imagine quite a lot of worse things, actually.
I'm sure you
ever seen a house mimic? Did you ever fight one of those?
No. Where did you say you were from again?
From the South Coast. A whole mimic colony took out my village. There was a mimic queen, became a house. A bunch of them took over, all of us. We were saved, though. In the end. We were all kidnapped into the basement of the house mimic.
Sounds familiar to a story I went through with these guys a while back. Not mimics, though. Worse. Imagine mimics, but they change into the people that you know and love.
Like mimics, you say?
Ever met an Oblex?
Oh.
You don't want to.
Yeah. I have. Gentleman was coming through here not that long ago selling them to people.
Who? What?
Oh, what was his name? Some
Chris?
Skinny... Chris. Some skinny fellow with long dreads had an entourage with him with dark hoods. Didn't really see the faces, but doing a lot of trading with those things. Kind of moved his squiggle around in jaws and things like that. Looked pretty cool.
Do I have any idea who
It's
this
safe,
is?
Ben. It's safe. Ben, Ben
Love
is
that.
safe.
Sorry, my brain was struggling to remember that.
It's Hom Tanks.
Love that.
It's safe, Ben. That's why
He does describe kind of the
Sounds familiar.
detailing of like the crime syndicate, Zafe, that you have.
God
That was
damn
Ben
it.
struggling, though.
No,
It's
it's all
my-
good. We're all
it's my
struggling today,
boss.
Ben. We're all struggling today, everybody.
It's my boss.
I think I know the fellow. Met him a couple of times. Lovely, charming guy.
I was actually going to experiment it with some of my inkwells over here.
I wouldn't.
All right there, friend. We're almost done there. Sorry, the detailing. I got to get that shading just right. And goes back into it.
He failed one, succeeded one. Is gonna do one more try here.
Tarek is just swearing in Infernal.
From outside, Farrell's like, "You doing great, Tarek." Like, I believe in you.
What is that?
That is a 4.
Oh my god.
So he just kind of finishes his work and fine-tuning and all this jaggedness, and you're just like, you can't fathom how your friends were able to sit through this whole time and like be fine, or how the intricate artwork around, and the ink is like still like forming around your arm. Like it's not like settling in very well. It's still like finding its shape.
Like, let's never done that before. You know what? Just give it a minute, give it an hour or so. It'll dry off in no time. Just might want to, here. And he goes over and finds some like ratty old sort of bandages to kind of wrap it around, and the ink and the blood are kind of seeping through. It'll be painful for a little while, but just leave it alone. Don't put it in direct sunlight. It's hot around here, but you've got clothes, right? Yeah, I'm sure you got clothes. So put some cloth over that, and she'll be fine in about a day or so.
In about a day or so.
Yeah, some of these things are not an exact science, you know. Sometimes they take a little while to form, and sometimes they're clear cut right from the get-go, and sometimes the ink needs to figure out, you know, what it wants to be at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I asked you for your finest work.
The work is my finest work. Every piece of work that comes out of old Greg's tattoo shop is the finest work that old Greg's ever done.
Sure thing.
Before you go,
Bitch.
before you go, one thing.
Yes. What?
Leave a drink Bailey's from a shoe.
I have been offered once, but I decided against it.
It's a lot better than you think.
No thanks.
You sure? Just
I
goes
am
behind
very
him,
sure.
picks up
Why?
a boot.
Why? No.
Suit yourself. Puts it back down. All right, well, yeah, I think if you're all good there, friend. Greg needs to tear down his tent, though. It's getting kind of late here, friend. So, enjoy yourself. Hopefully you make it out alive from wherever it is you're going that you're never going to tell me about. So, hope you survive down soon. And come back again to Greg's shop.
Certainly will. I'll just walk out, just holding his arms, like, great, so good, absolutely.
Oh,
worth
Tarek, I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna say it didn't go well, huh?
Fine.
It sounded bad. Are you in
Can
pain?
let me see.
I am in
Your arm.
so much pain, but I've
Give
been in worse, so it's fine.
Give me your arm.
You
Around
died.
yes, so
Let
Yeah.
me see. Farrell's like arm. Like,
oh, dying was less painful.
ooh.
Dying is easy, young man. Living is
I think
harder.
it's harder.
Dying is easy, living is hard.
Looking at Tarek's arm. Ooh.
Yep. What?
That's it's really red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Ramiro, we're gonna keep an eye on that.
Absolutely. I was kind of thinking that in general, and she like lifts up the side of her tunic to see how her
Girl's eyes are like,
like
yeah.
It burns.
Okay,
burns.
yeah, it's gonna be itchy too.
It's cute though, huh?
It's
Oh.
cute. It's
She, like,
really cute. It's really good. It's gonna be really itchy. I'm sorry.
It seems like the rest of you didn't quite get the quality that we
You
had
went first. His hands probably tired.
I want to
Took
strangle
your
you
advice,
so
fiend.
badly.
Where's
I took your
Tamarian?
advice And
Farrell has
Be-
realized.
taking a very long piss.
I don't
Right.
even care at this point. At some point, Tamarian will wander back into my graces, and at that point, I would discipline said Tamarian for wandering outside of my graces.
Right.
Fair enough.
I think it's about time we head out. I'm sure Neth has our stuff.
Yes.
This is going to be a really interesting one to explain to him of what we were doing while he was actually doing, the gathering of supplies.
Or maybe we don't say anything.
He's going to know this. How will he know? He's going to know.
How will he know? How will he know?
Tarek, they're going to know.
No.
Tarek,
No.
he's going to know.
So after a certain point, you two kind of meet each other outside the tent, and you're gonna go back to the meeting spot.
I believe so. I think we sent Sir Strange off to go get the dress hem
Altered
altered, however.
pants.
Correct.
So I imagine we would go back, like tell Sir Strange to go do that, and then meet us back at a meeting spot.
Okay. So after so often. Oh no, it's right. So Strange would not have been there. He would have been doing the pants thing. So while you were at the tattoo shop,
I've been doing the pants.
been getting the pants done and the dress. So yeah, so Strange is over going over would have gone over to the Goliath's tent, try to catch them before they closed shop. While you went to the tattoo shop, and everyone I think was meeting Neth at the near. Oh my God, brain power hard today.
Okay. You did a good job, Kevin.
Near Daramon's tent. There we go. So as you guys are sort of going through the tent city over there, the Silver Mirage is pretty bustling, and you can hear a lot of like loud sort of voices and a lot of like clapping and table drumming coming from there. A few loud voices out on the balcony. A few torches stuck into the sand around you. Again, the air is pretty cold and crisp, like completely different from what it was before. But eventually you make your way over to Daramon's tent, and you see Temerian talking with Neth. Just from a distance, as you're kind of getting closer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't like to leave them alone. I feel like maybe Neth will get the wrong idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a great situation, but at least we found him, I guess.
Temerian! And I stalk after him.
So after you kind of like run over there and stalk after him, Temerian's like, puts down his hood like, oh, you made it back. So I saw a friend over here just standing here willy-nilly. Thought I'd give him a little bit of company.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get all your tattoos done?
Yep.
We did.
Well, whip him out. Let's see him.
I think there's a couple that are just going to need a little longer to heal.
Oh,
But
really?
Fiend's and mine are, I'm pretty exposed, but yeah.
All right. Good job then. So you guys are heading out now? And Neth's like, I think so. That's still the plan here. And you see Neth has like a full-on like explorer's backpack on them, full of rolls and various sort of items for your trip.
I believe we're headed out now. Fiend?
Yes, now sounds good. Temerian,
All right. Yeah.
you were supposed to watch the front of the tent.
Oh, I had to go a bit of a way.
And then you left after that.
I did leave after that. I saw a friend here hanging out by himself. You guys were late, as you're prone to do. So I just wanted to make sure that he was okay. You didn't leave or didn't think you were showing up. What's wrong with that?
He didn't ask permission.
Was he my fucking dad now? It's fine.
It's more like you're his dog now.
As much as I love this argument.
When one captures, detains, and infuriates my dog, you become my dog. Fair?
I'm
It's
like,
not permanent. It's just business.
or that said dog could try to get into your good graces by doing
Fetching my
something
slippers.
to show his appreciation.
Yes, it could do that.
I'm sure you noticed, as I was just telling Neth, there's a lot of, just kind of looks around at anyone listening in, like lots of shiny things in the Daramon's tent over there.
And you're persisting you would do something about said shiny things.
Right. You know what? My bad about the Shadowhound incident. That was my blunder. I shouldn't have done that. I should have, asked permission after going off script and all that. Or a good old Frostbreaker team here, and puts his hand over Tarek and is just putting him in close.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, all right then, that's good.
Or you'll regret it.
Marion, do you, I never I never got to fight you, which means you never got to understand this. But that hound is me. You put me in a leash.
Fair enough. I wasn't aware of that at the time. I thought it was a completely separate thing. I didn't realize that you and the dog were kind of one.
All's
So-
forgiven.
But I was thinking, you guys hop over into that old Canyon of Lost Souls over there. Go do your thing. Don't need old Tamarian getting in the way. While you're over there, I'm gonna get in the good graces of Daramoth. Show my allegiance a little bit. Try to wiggle my way in there. Maybe if one or two items suddenly go missing, or maybe one of his henchmen maybe stole it off of him and comes into our good graces. I mean,
Can you
Yeah.
not be a busybody for one moment?
Insight check.
It doesn't
Oh.
take an insight check to know he's full of shit.
what do
Ow.
I full of shit?
I have a different mission for you.
All right then.
Pulls glass out of thin air.
that's
Do you
true.
remember our friend? Do you remember our friend Loki?
I am familiar with him.
Loki is just the Asgardian version of yourself.
Or Loki is the Feywild version of me. We can do that both ways.
Could. And I'm the material version of both of you. It's like looking in a mirror.
Yeah, sure. We'll say that. Yeah, that sounds good.
I fucking hate him and I want him dead, but I made a deal that I wouldn't go after him.
Right.
But you can.
You want me to kill Loki?
I want you to find out who could and hire them to do it. And you have, from the time that I entered the Dune Sands to the time that I re-enter this village to do it.
You want me to assassinate an Asgardian?
I want you to find someone to assassinate an Asgardian, yes. You're an archfey. Don't fucking puss around.
It's true, I am an archfey. But our deal was to get you here. I feel
No.
like I upheld my end of the
Your
bargain.
deal was to be my subordinate. Don't twist words.
I thought there was more of a level footing with that thing, It was more like we're both the boss kind of thing. Oh, deal here.
Fiend just lets loose arcane energy. Do you think that I want to be on the same level with anyone? We're running this together? No. No. You were beaten, bruised, and broken, and I didn't kill you where you stood for disrespecting me the first time we met, and disrespecting me the second time we met. I was very forgiving. I healed you. And frankly, even if you were at full strength right now in front of me, mano a mano, you couldn't kill me. We're not on equal footing. I already made the mistake of putting myself on equal footing with Loki, and he abused that. And I won't make the same mistake with a second trickster from a different realm. Now I'll treat you to all the treasure you desire. I'll treat you to all the freedom you wish to have, because I'm a kind God. You have a ring, and I have a ring, and my ring means I lead the syndicate. This doesn't have to be ugly. And once you do everything I want, you can be free for the next several 100,000 years.
Make a persuasion check.
This is gonna be big. I just persuasion's plus 11, so 29.
All right. All that is true. Pinpoint Loki, though, isn't gonna be fucking easy. He likes to realm hop a lot and go wherever the fuck the wind blows. You got anything you could maybe give to me to help out on this fucking mission of yours? What, your finger?
My ring. Do you need a connection to him? Or do you need power? What do you need? What do you want?
I mean, power would be nice. He's a very strong lad.
Fine. You're intelligent, you're smart. I'll give you the dust of deliciousness.
If you're thinking that will work on fucking Loki, Jesus Christ, you're really not gonna survive these canyons, are you, mate?
I'm not thinking of Loki, I'm thinking of the people who surround Loki. Loki will never be alone. Loki likes to talk too much.
You just have the sort of the sparkling bag, just looks at all of you. You really want me to take your dust here?
I don't want you to take anything, but I am not an idiot. I would like for you to succeed. I'll even give you 2 spell slot potions. That way you can at least recharge yourself in this endeavor.
All
I
right.
tell you what. Do you want a spot when you come back to the material realm?
I want a spot.
Do you want something to own, something that's yours, something to fool humans, mortals?
I mean, that's always a plus.
I give him the deed to the Orchid Casino.
What do we got here?
A casino. A game room. Something you can play infinite tricks on the material plane with. For I am a kind god. And a generous one.
This I could put to good use. This I could put to very good use. I also really don't like being human. It's really, really smelly and sweaty, and I would very much like to go back to fox nature with myself. All right. You got it there, my purple-skinned friend.
After this is done, you and I will be partners.
I'll stick my hand in my pocket with this deed. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you.
I like that was Kevin to John.
I know, that was the best part. I was like, this is not.
Kevin's like, I don't fucking trust John as far
The
as
accent dropped immediately.
We're like, yeah, this is Kevin. This is
He's gonna roll insight on you to see if
Okay.
you're trying to do anything fucking otherworldly here. Wow.
Wow.
Even with all of his pluses, that too is not gonna help anybody.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
Wow.
Are you still have your hand out?
I still have my hand out.
All right, friend. On the skeleton keys word, then. Reaches out, shakes your hand. Well, friends. Guess a trickster god's about to go hunt another trickster god.
Have fun.
Good luck, brother.
Good luck to you as well. Oh, he just like reaches up to the top of his bald head, and this like the moon and the stars are kind of shining down with like bits of torchlight kind of illuminating this sort of like dark blue and red and yellow sort of lighting going around. And you start to see the dimension door outline, the bright green starting to like form behind him as he reaches up to the top of his head and just split his skin like a fruit roll up, and as this tearing sandpaper sound as the tufts of fur from Reynard just start to poke out, just rips from side to side as his stature kind of shrinks down to his Reynard form and his Robin Hood-esque outfit shows. I must say, that's much terribly better than it was before. I really did not like
Jump
that.
to save for a roll of Kevin.
I
Kevin went jump to save for a roll of.
like butter through
Like a
You ever tear like a,
butter through chocolate pudding.
you ever just tear like a dried out piece of fruit roll up and it just like
Yes.
Hey,
that was
if you could just
at least that one made sense.
I enjoyed that. That was great.
That was very
no one
good.
asked you, John.
It was very good. That was so good. I just wasn't ready.
And the flaps of skin and the dark cloak just fall to the floor as the dimension door outline becomes full and this ethereal wooden door just sort of emanates in its spot.
You like
Right,
this
then.
look much better. This is much better.
Trust me. I do as well. I do as well very, very, very much. But looks like I'm going as guardian hunting.
Have fun.
Toodaloo, friends. Don't die. Bye.
Nice.
And just jumps back, his foxtail just going up from under him, goes to the door, the whole thing closes.
I don't
Well, then.
like it. I didn't like what I just saw. Like I
Oh,
can
you'll
change.
get used to it.
Is that how people feel when I change? Because I feel like I should
No.
stop doing that.
No.
Yours
Oh
looks
my
very
God.
natural and quick, like a quick change. Like yours is very yeah. No, you're fine.
Very
Okay.
pretty.
Very
Shut up.
beautiful change.
Neth standing there with the explorer's backpack on their side, adorned with their kind of desert look of black and gold detailing with the shoulder cloak that's coming off of their sides and the feathers up here, and they're just looking over. You know, I've seen a lot of things. That was a first.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
the most fucking creepiest thing I've ever seen in my
I've seen a lot of things too, Neth, and that's not normal.
Yeah, that was.
I've seen a lot of abnormal things. That's not one
It
of
was
them.
like sandpaper, right?
It's like for roll.
It's like a fruit roll up.
Well,
Fruit roll.
It's like
we
a woke.
can sit here and debate
Woke
the
thing.
debauchery of a trickster god.
Ugh.
But at this point, I'm kind of used to it, dealing with two.
You basically are one. Let's just go.
I would also like to go.
Ugh.
He's on, Neth.
Yes. Let's make a move.
All right, we're gonna take this part by foot. Nighttime around the entranceway is a bit easier to traverse. Stay
Right.
close. Keep your
Neth,
wits
I
about
do have
you.
a question for you.
Yes?
What gets you out of bed in the morning? What is the thing that you most desire?
Living with no regrets.
What gives you that right?
Right? What are you talking about?
What
Where did you-
allows you
Where
to
did you get a
live with
wine?
no
Where did you
regrets?
get a wine glass? That's just.
That's just a thing that he does. He pulls it out of thin air.
That's the
Don't
thing.
question it. Honestly, I've learned not to.
Just out of curiosity, real quick, how stealthy do we need to be?
Very.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on us.
Turns to look at Strange.
I was like,
I got the
ah.
trace,
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on us.
Okay.
Great.
Getting with Pass Out of Trace on for what was the plus again to the stealth?
Plus 10.
Plus 10. So as Neth kind of continues on, living life with no regrets. What gives you the adage to say that? He's like, would you just maybe just move along here and start walking forward? His fiend just kind of like being a bit overconfident with the exchange with Reynard, just giving the old jab one too many times. Farrell just sort of like pushes everybody along through the entranceway path as this trail, kind of like Runyon's Canyon in LA, where this path kind of goes off the main beat and starts to go upward and around into the rocky terrain. So you did mention stealth is going to be a factor here. As he's kind of going up the trail, just explaining to you, like, keep close, keep tight, don't leave my sight.
Get it right, get it tight.
Get it right, get it tight.
I'm going to cast guidance on Strange.
Yeah.
Technically, you can cast guidance on all of us, but...
Also, at this point, they had also come back with the dress that had been altered. So now you have a nice, lovely pantaloon ball gown outfit with all the metal plates able to like be circular around each pant loop as well. So you've got kind of like this, it's like a ball gown meeting like a disco pantsuit with like bodysuit with like metal plates all over on the bottom on the legs.
Ew.
Love it.
Okay. So yeah, getting out there, roll the stealth checks.
34.
They really get the plus 10.
D4 to Strange's, please.
24 for Farrell.
24 for Farrell.
John, do you want me to roll for Sir Strange?
Please.
Okay. Sir Strange. I'll take a look here. I think that because they roll with disadvantage.
They do. That is the thing.
Their plate armor.
I know.
Clank, clank.
Clank, 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 clank. What is their stealth? Hold on. It is +2 with their disadvantage. Okay. Well, that's still good. 25. Somehow they managed to get more than Farrell in their plate armor.
Yeah, I got a 24.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so John was in the 30s, 24. Pretty much everyone's in the 20s at this point, I think. Yeah.
Lowest we had was 24, I believe.
So as you kind of leave the town of Otanzu behind, as the trail starts to steep up and go into the rocky formation in front of you, you kind of take one last look back as the tents are kind of flapping in the starlight and moonlight with various torches sort of inlaid into the sand. The partying nature, the Silver Mirage kind of going at your back, and muffled voices kind of screaming into the night as the creaking of crickets and nocturnal insects start to become more prevalent as the hustle and bustle of the tent city gets quieter and quieter, and all you're hearing is just the crunching of your boots against grain and rock and pebble as you start to make your way up and up, and the town is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller as you take every step to get on that incline, and then you make your first sort of turn around a big sediment of rock, and the town is just disappeared into view. Just endless amounts of desert on either side wherever you look. And now you're starting to get into the canyon here, and it's nighttime. There you don't have any torches on. Neth is pretty much just guiding you through all of this. Had you like went and done this on your own at night, even just when that town leaves, all you see in front of you are just endless amounts of gorges and canyons and just rock faces kind of slant and wind all over the place. About an hour or so in, you're doing your best just to like not be noticed and be kind of unseen, coaxing through. You don't hear anything out of the ordinary. You just hear like the light crunching of your boots against the stonework, and frogs and crickets, and crickets and sort of a few like fireflies kind of like pass by you a little bit. But at this point, you're just kind of marching forth. And after an hour in, you sort of start to understand how much of a maze this place actually is, because once you start getting into it, you just see rock walls like everywhere. Like I don't know if anyone here has ever been to like Arizona or like those like kind of cave canyons, but once you start getting deep into those things, all you just see is just like rock face, and like very small, narrow pathways that just wind in all kind of directions, and nothing is really making sense. Like you'll kind of come through a pass, and then there'll be like a sort of a trifecta fork with one path like winding over this way, and one path winding over that way, and one path kind of going forward a little bit, and then two paths going over here. And some of the trails are like really small and narrow, and some of them are fairly wide and big. But you're traveling for probably a good like 2 hours at this point. If anyone had any questions or wanted to ask Neth anything, you could. There we go. Saf or Tarek, you decide who goes first.
Tarek can go.
Okay. Yeah, just as we're kind of walking, I'll turn to Neth and be like, so, what was it that caused you to leave the previous group that you traveled with down here? You were the only one to come back. What happened?
I knew this would come up eventually.
So we know what we're walking into.
How familiar are you with the Shadowkai and the Shadowfell?
I don't know, Kevin. Could I make a history check, perhaps?
Go for it.
Hell yeah! Huh.
Plus my 2 to history, that's 14.
14. So you know that the Shadowkai, the Shadowfell, like the Shadowfell itself is a very interesting realm. There's a lot of like very much like the Feywild, almost like some would say almost the polar opposite of the Feywild, where it is another realm of existence. Various sort of creatures and denizens hail from there. Realms in the Shadowfell range from just so many variations, much like the Feywild. There's can be Dippy planes inside of it, but there is one aspect of the Shadowfell, particularly, that it can be kind of rare to see Shadowkai like out and about out of the Shadowfell or Shadowfey as it's sometimes referred to. You remember hearing kind of rumors. You had nothing really to like put any of it into practice, but even hearing that like the souls of Shadowkai are like bound even to the Shadowfell, that for them to leave that realm for long periods of time can sometimes be like deadly to Shadowkai. So the fact that you are sort of conversing and hanging out with one that seems to have been like made a bit of a home here is like really strange and odd.
I know that leaving Shadowfell for a long period of time can be detrimental to someone such as yourself. Perhaps you found a way to bind yourself to this plane a little more. I noticed when we first met up with you, that thing on your arm looked painful, but God mentioned something about keeping you alive.
Yes, well, you are familiar then with some of our ways.
Yes, somewhat. Shadowfell, the Shadowfey, as it's sometimes called.
This thing on my arm, it's a bit of a hard item to discover, to locate. It's called a Galralan. It's an cold iron armband with needles pierce the skin. It helps to keep my soul and body connected, but also in constant pain.
I see. There's a small sacrifice to keep yourself alive, I guess, on this plane.
The connection to the Shadowfell is very, very strong. And it takes quite a lot of preparation and willpower to keep oneself out of it.
So, what should we prepare ourselves for down here? What did you face that made you want to turn tail and run? Or perhaps you had to. I'm not blaming you, I'm simply asking.
Tis a bit of a self-imposed exile, you might say. Make a persuasion check.
Yee! Oh, that was good. It was a persuasion, you said?
Mm-hmm.
+5. That's a 16 plus 5, 21.
Kind of looks behind you, and it's just like you're all just kind of crunching along into the stone at night, keeping your wits about you. Neth seems a bit cagey, doesn't seem one to just kind of spill their beans all in one go, but you're here together.
If we're going to be working together, then we need to know what we're facing, what our strengths are, and how we can keep everyone, and I mean everyone, alive. It's quite rare to leave this place alive the once, as far as we can tell. I would like for you to make it out twice. It'd be quite the story to tell. Leaving a place barely anyone ever leaves alive twice. It's quite something.
Well, I guess once upon a time, long ago, I was a bit of a servant myself. Bodyguard of royalty, you might say. And when my duties were no longer needed in the Shadowfell, I lost my purpose. I didn't know what else to live for. I knew she wasn't around anymore and she had her own duties to perform, but I still needed a purpose. I needed something, and I knew there was more for me outside of the Shadowfell. I couldn't stay there any longer. I needed something. The Shadowfell is a very bleak place, since at times can be beautiful in other ways, but I needed to be my own person, and I started to research on the ways that Achaidh can live outside the Shadowfell, and tried to seek a cure for my condition. Being from the Shadow Realm, our souls are only loosely tied to our bodies, and parts of our souls are tethered to the deepest and darkest parts of the Shadowfell. In order to avoid being affected by this curse, Achaidh who live outside the Feywild have to live very extreme lifestyles, embracing strong emotions, peak performances frequently. Some of us, just like pats his arm, use pain to keep that focus. Some decorate their bodies with tattoos, scarification, body piercings, in extremely sensitive parts of our bodies.
I see.
Some engage in self-flagellation to the point of injuring ourselves if they felt that they were being overtaken by the curse. It can drive one mad, quite frankly.
I see. You mentioned royalty. You were in service to someone, royalty in Shadowfell. Who was that? What happened to them, if you don't mind me asking? It's personal, I understand, but...
Make another persuasion check.
Ooh. Eric's trying to be nice, but he wants to know things.
That's a little lower. That's 12 plus 5, so 17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
This conversation keeps going. I do not want to speak her name here.
That is
But
fine.
You may know her as a queen of night and magic.
Excuse me, what, Kevin?
I called it. I called it.
Does Sir Strange feel any sort of way about this?
I don't think Strange is hearing this conversation. I think this is just between
Roll perception for my homie who isn't
Hold on.
here.
Sir Strange is at the back of the line. This is a
Okay.
quiet conversation, having not easily heard, but we will. This is kind of. I was like, "Damn it, Jade! Why did you have to be sick?"
Yeah.
Damn the plague.
That as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, this seems like information that I should
I
pursue.
knew it was coming too because I was like, yes, the Shadowfell. Where
Damn.
Sir Strange is
Oh yes,
not.
I don't even know if I mentioned it off the top. Too Hard the Bard, obviously not in the stream tonight.
We did mention it in chat.
Did we? Okay, good. They are feeling
We
under
got
the
you.
weather and could not be here tonight. Again, planes.
I got you.
So yes,
We-
roll
bring it.
perception for Sir Strange to see if they are.
Disadvantage
hearing.
because he's they are at the back, or
Yes.
okay.
Clank.
Perception. Okay, well the first one is an 8.
Oh.
The second one would have been 18, so 8.
Oh.
So yeah, unfortunately,
Clank,
at the
clank.
back of that line, they're hearing kind of just like murmurs and whispers from Tarek and Neth here, but not really making out any like specific details or words. They're just kind of like keeping an eye out and really looking around them to make sure that
They
there's nothing up
seem
on you.
a little out of it, like they're thinking of, I don't know, possibly a child.
And giving their armor away as payment that they've
giving their
never
armor
known.
away as payment, you know, that very important armor that was given to them. So they are a little low in the back.
That's fair.
Could Mr. Fiend try to listen in on this conversation?
Oh.
Sure, make a perception check.
I knew it as soon as the start of the conversation happened. I was like, yes, the Shadowfell, where the mother is.
17.
17. Why? Rolls go great for players, bad for me.
Can't relate.
Can't relate. So, yeah, you start to hear a few choice words, Fiend, as the two of them are kind of having their own little conversation passing through. And you do pick up on a few keywords in this conversation relating to Feywild, Queen of Night and Magic, ex-bodyguard for royalty.
Fiend will remember this. That's all.
Right at the screen.
He has no intention of hopping in the conversation. Just kind of wanted to listen in.
Fair enough.
So, mentions that name to you, Tarek. And one day, once I was no longer needed and she had work to do in the Feywild, I took it upon myself to live my own life the way that I wanted to. Dedicated myself to living life in all its glory in the most extreme ways possible. And what better way to find those legends, those twisted tales and new discoveries hidden deep within the most extreme parts of this material plane.
Fair enough. Living a freedom as you choose. Something I'm working on.
Oh,
I've certainly had my past of working for not so savory people, not fully of my own choice. I was tricked into a few bad decisions and then made some bad decisions of my own. But I am thinking of going more my own way now. Not letting anyone else control what I do and where I go.
being the master of one's own destiny is
Exactly.
nothing, my friend.
There's nothing like it.
Absolutely.
So, going to the end of the Canyon of the Lost Souls. I mean, I assume, judging from the way you were talking about it, do you even know what's at the end?
We have a vague idea. Something extremely dangerous that someone else who's down here can't get their hands on. We need to get to it first to stop them.
Well, I'm not any martyr myself, you see. If things go sideways down here, it's gonna be every person for themselves. I'll do my best, but don't expect me to be a hero. I've paid for that more times than I can count.
I understand. I do. But know that if you fight to protect us, we'll fight to protect you. You are as much a part of this team as the rest of us are now. We're not going to leave you behind if you don't leave us behind. I know it's tempting to turn tail and run when you've got what you want. But sometimes, if you stick around, maybe it's for the better. I learned that a little while ago. Kind of looks back to everyone else. Yeah. But at the end of the day, your freedom, your choice, your decision.
You still have your clan, it seems.
Chosen family.
I remember mine well. Hope you had a good time with them.
Some of the best times and some of the worst. But you get through it.
Frack, Draneth, Serena, Caster. Is Esther still in charge? Did she make it?
Yes.
You see this sigh of relief come out of Neth as if they were like holding a breath this entire time, like leading up to this question. Just,
It's good. It's good. I knew she'd make a great leader.
just like cracks kind of like the first sort of side smile you see Neth kind of commit this whole time.
Why did you end up leaving them? Obviously, you have to Shadowfell for good reason, and your own freedom, but you seem to care for these people. Why did you leave? If you don't mind me asking, I don't mean to intrude.
It was... I've taught Esther all I could teach her. It's been a long time since I've talked about her.
You were close.
I met her a long time ago. She was a girl then. About 15 years old. I ran into a tavern she was working at for her father. He was drunk one night, fell over, got a piece of broken bottle in his jugular.
Oh.
Esther didn't know what to do, and she had helped me. I had just left the Shadowfell, and I was in dire straits. Sought refuge at a church nearby, and she found me and nursed me back to health. The soul connection to the Shadowfell, you see, sometimes it needs to be replenished, and at that point I hadn't known how to fix things. I didn't know how to make this addiction leave, so I took a piece of her soul into mine. It's hard to explain. She could see I was hungry. She didn't know
how to replenish me. She brought water, it didn't work, and I told her, do you trust me? She had no reason to.
Hmm.
And she just knelt down beside me and said, I'm here with you. Whatever you need. Grasped hands, and peace of her soul replenished mine, and I was able to live another day. That connection never left. I felt indebted, and I didn't know how I could. I kept watch under the house for a couple days in Icewind Dale and made sure no wildlife or anything would trouble them. No drunk patrons would harm them, but one day her father slipped, broke his jugular on a bottle. And Esther didn't know what to do, so I appeared. I've been keeping an eye on her for a while, and I had a way for him to be with her always, even after death. And I showed her how to communicate with spirits.
I see.
She was soul bound to me. And a piece of me was within her. Part of the Shadowfell lived inside of her. And we were able to share the soul of her father with her that day. She turned a sliver of her father's escaping soul into a trinket that she carries around with her to this day. And then I offered to take her under my wing, teach her to hone her new phantom abilities and start a new life. Traveled around Icewind Dale together, seeking a cure for my condition. Then the living got good for a long time, and that subsided it. Sooner or later, more people, more misfits came to our little collection. And we just sought out any single distraction that we could. But none gave us more relief than surviving the wilds of Icewind Dale together. We lived every day like it was our last, whether it was climb the highest peak to watch the sunrise. But then we started hearing rumors of this ruined temple, this underground settlement connected to the Shadowfell called the Netherreese. And that maybe a permanent cure could be found there, that maybe we could find a way to retire and settle down. But at this point, Esther had grown old. Very old. And I couldn't bear to see her pass on.
So you left.
The pain of me having to leave the people that I like, I know could keep me going a little bit longer here in the material plane until I could find a more permanent cure. They are strong. The Ghostwood clan is a very interesting bunch.
They certainly are.
And I know she would take my lessons well. So, I chose to find another place. A resource that I could go to. One where many strange and interesting items and weapons of make came through every day. In a place I could put my life on the line every single day and maintain my hold and my foothold in this world till I could find a permanent cure.
Risking your own life so that you could live a little longer.
Something like that.
I see.
And once I find this cure, I can take it to Esther, and she will not have to
live this lifestyle, this vagabond, thrill-seeking lifestyle forever. She deserves to be at peace when she goes, not in the mouth of a dragon or falling off the side of a mountainside. She deserves to be. But then you see Neth kind of like catching themselves, like opening up a lot,
Yeah.
and just kind of cuts themselves off.
If it makes you feel any better, when we met them, they were still looking for this temple you mentioned. They could use your help. They seem to be making good progress. They seem to have a good look on where they might find it. I think they might need you. At the time, I didn't quite understand why they were looking for it outside of, well, we thought we might be able to use this place to get to Asgard, or perhaps the Feywild, but now I understand a little more why they were looking for it. Perhaps when we make it out of this, you should think about going back to Icewind Dale. Find Esther. They will be able to find a way for them to keep going.
If they found where Netherese was, there's a chance. There's a chance. Think he is good to camp for the night. Hey! And just kind of like puts up his fingers. Just like points over to a sort of dark cavern, sort of off to the left. We're gonna go camp in here for the night.
I see.
Keep quiet, off the beaten path. We'll have to make foot first thing in the morning. It's going to be very, very hot. Keep your wits about you. The Achaidh does not work the same way it does everywhere else. The very sands themselves can come alive, you see. Just be on your guard.
All
You
right.
never know what's gonna come out of these fucking canyons.
We will certainly keep watches and make sure that we are safe.
I'd
But-
like to take watch with Neth.
Just a closing thing on our conversation. You do want
Fine,
to
I don't need to sleep, so you all take refuge in the cave and I'll take off watch out here. That's what I'm paid to do, Windwalker and all.
Fair enough. Still, if you do want to contact them, I have a way. If you change your mind. And just leaves it at that. Not being very, now that everyone else is here, being a bit more just open-ended with what that could mean. Just being like, if you want to contact them, I have a way. Just leave it at that.
Thank you. Go save your strength, you're gonna need it tomorrow.
Yep.
As one by one, you all kind of, and it looks like the way Neth's kind of body language kind of treating this looks like a designated like stopping point for them. Like they obviously have like some things mapped out at this point. It's like travel for a bit during the night to kind of get past that entrance part, less active for sort of cave drop. It's probably like gone on a couple hours now, but just a good head start, good place to kind of keep camp for the night. And then Ramira said you're gonna stay up with Neth for a while.
Yeah, she like goes and sets up all of her stuff and like leaves them for a little bit to kind of gather whatever they're thinking up. But she sets all of her stuff out and puts, her bag together and yada yada yada. And then she'll walk out next to them and sit down, knees to chest style, and just.
Hello there.
I know you said you didn't need to sleep, but I thought maybe I'd keep you company.
Well, it is appreciated, but it's going to get fairly more intensely cold out here. If you're uncomfortable, I won't. It's fine.
Frostbreakers and all that.
Yeah, curious name. How did you get that, by the way? Hanging out in the desert, I wouldn't think that'd be the first thing I would call somebody.
Well, to be fair, I didn't come up with that name. It's more the rest of them's name, but they were in the cold a lot more. We travel a lot for business, just passing through.
Right.
And so Neth just kind of like looks back up the stars. She's kind of quiet.
She doesn't talk for a while. She kind of just sits and enjoys the quiet with them for a little bit. And then after a while, she just kind of flip, and she produces a tarot card from Draeneth's set that they gave her all those sessions ago. I'm pretty sure it was the Five of Swords, which is like championing things and completing things. And it also goes with failure and stuff like that, but it's like that whole concept. So she kind of sits there quietly for a while and then flip and just kind of hands it up their way.
He still has them.
He does.
Wow. I remember when we lifted this off of a shop in one of 10 towns. That fucker didn't pay for most things.
Oh, he was so giving to me. That's nice.
He must have really liked you then.
I always think that's curious when people who often steal give to others.
Well, it becomes more personal for them, I think. Means a lot more.
He was a bit intrusive, though. I gave him my fair share of memories and thoughts in exchange for that card, so...
Was it a good reading?
Brutal.
Brutal?
Saw right through me.
Putting on a bit of front yourself?
Always. But what about you? What's your shtick? Everyone at the Ghostwood clan had something to do. You seem interesting.
Bit of a shell of my former life these days.
Just kind of hands you back the card to you.
She doesn't take it. She just kind of gently puts her hand on theirs.
Just for me?
It seems only right. They gave it to me, and I think its time with me has completed. On to a new owner.
Well, thank you. Much appreciated.
I hope it guides you well.
Oh, your friend, Tarek, is telling me you're chasing after somebody?
Did he?
Yes, he mentioned that you were coming to the canyons, going after a person. Didn't give me much else to go off of, but it seems like you're going after somebody.
We are. It's more of a race than anything else.
The race?
Bit of a pride thing, I'm afraid. Partially. Part pride, part we really need to get there first.
He just kind of looks around again.
You know, the stories about how these canyons were conceived is just otherworldly. I've seen things in these stone walls, these chasms that could never explain. Stories of other beings resting, final resting places. Tales of a deep-seated underground dwarven city taken over by tragedy. But I'm curious, what would bring group of 5 known as the Frostbreakers, all the way out here to a desert. To a place very few know about or seek out. Unless they want power. Or stopping somebody from getting power.
Cheide has a funny way of moving people. You're not terribly wrong. I hope you don't find me rude. I'm not interested in answering that question, if I'm to be terribly frank with you. Just know that we have our reasons, and your freedom was a good investment in order to gain what we desire. And we'll protect you. Providing you don't betray us. That's kind of important, but I scratch my back, like you scratch yours kind of thing, but vice versa. Blah, blah, blah. Something like that. I'm not really sure. That's more of a celestial saying. It's really hard to translate it to common.
I've guided many a people through these rocks, all seeking items, trinkets of otherworldly places, even beast hunts. It seems to be a focal point for dark energy and twisted magics. I told your friend there, I'm gonna do my part to get you as far as I can go. But if shit hits the fan, I'm not a hero.
I can respect that. In fact, I really appreciate that you would tell me ahead of time. I'm no hero either, but I'll still protect you. Even if shit does hit the fan, and I don't expect you to do that in return. I'd imagine you want to get out of here. Hopefully you can soon, but you didn't answer my question in the beginning. The Ghostwood clan all had like things. So there was a fortune teller, there was a thief, a bard. What do you do?
Make a persuasion check.
Fuck me and the horse I rode in on. It's a 5.
I will let you do it at advantage because you are being very, very sweet and very disarming right now.
Not sweet. Well, I don't know if this is gonna be any better though. It's okay. Thank you for your. No, it's not much better. It's a 13.
13.
It's okay. It's okay. You've got secrets.
Looking up at him, at them. You trying to suss out what my skills are?
I just kind of like to know. Honestly, I like to ask open questions. I mean, you don't have to answer them. But what could hurt?
You pretty much want to know if your investment was well put out.
I suppose I'm more so just trying to get to know you as a person. I am going to risk my life for you either way, because I just kind of like you. But, I don't know, I like to know people. Is that bad?
No.
I'm going to I'm going to use my lucky feature, because I've been reminded that I have the lucky feat, which means I can re-roll my shit.
And you have that stupid cap.
I do have the cap. I can't attune to it because I got too many thangin right now, so I can't attune to a 4th item. Fuck! I cannot catch a break. I can't buy a break.
You can use all the lucky points all at one time. It's not like...
So you chose the lucky feat?
I did choose the lucky feat, and
yeah, you can roll it. You can roll it twice, I think, right?
3
I can
times. You can roll it 3 fucking times.
You know what? Fine, but I'm fucking mad about no. Oh my god.
We're about to long
guys,
rest anyway.
Hey
so-
guys, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I just rolled 2 4s in a row.
Do it a third time. You're about to rest anyways.
My
You're about
spirit
to-
is leaving my body. I'm gonna roll my last lucky
If you
point.
do another 4, I'm going to die.
That's 5 fucking rolls in a row.
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
No!
Holy shit.
Oh,
Did you roll another 4? Or
Can I even
No.
roll that? Can I even roll that low?
God damn it.
I'm having an out of body experience.
15 and 18.
I have no one to blame but myself. I literally have no one to be angry at but me.
My favorite thing is Quincy in the chat going SMH.
I am cursed. I need somebody in the chat to please send my way a good witch that can help me cleanse all of my shit. Hey,
You do
I guess
still have the statue.
I
which
didn't
you have
attune to
They're not
it.
attuned to it.
I will
It's
forego
okay.
the attunement.
No, I
Give her the
already.
Give her the 3 charges. Let's
I
do that.
can't. No, I can't keep doing
I
this.
got
Do it.
done.
We're gonna rest anyway.
I just want to put this to the test and see if this is real.
I'll roll. I'm gonna roll 3 more dice. Oh
Okay.
god.
Using the charges of the statue.
Of the statue, I'm gonna use it. I'm not gonna take whatever these are because I'm not attuned to that. I refuse. But this will make me more of a fool, and you will all see the kind of shit
I'm gonna laugh
that
at you,
I deal
20.
with.
I'm gonna laugh when you get a 20 though.
Okay, I got 11, 12, and 14 from those rolls. But I'm not taking any of those because the statue's not attuned to me, and I ain't no bitch. So I'm just gonna take my dumb shit that I got.
We did get an inspiration from the chat.
Okay.
Chat.
So.
I will be done now.
No.
Oh,
So
sad.
you're basically trying to, in conversation, trying to get a bit more history to this to Neth, trying to figure out like what it is that maybe they did before they came here, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
So
if you had to put a class on it.
say like, I can show you a trick or two if you want to make sure your investment is well deserved.
I would greatly appreciate you humoring me.
All right.
This is the benevolence of a DM right now, because I don't deserve whatever interaction I'm about to get, but I appreciate it.
Let's see here. Not going to show you all the tricks, obviously, but well, you've been very kind and like been a good listener. I'll show you off one. Let's see. Let's do. So it stands up. Puts their arms up. Take your best shot.
I'm sorry? Like, punching?
Whatever you prefer.
Beat it! Okay. And then while she's like kind of talking back and forth, like, oh, okay, she all of a sudden just flicks her hand and casts Sacred Flame as she's like mid talking, which is a dex check, by the way.
Okay. What's this? Sorry, which one's this again?
She casts Sacred Flame, which is a cantrip. It's a dex check of 18.
Sacred Flame. Okay. Whoop. Let me just find this here. I had the thing up, and then it just left for a second. 1 minute. Oh no, my computer is broken.
Whilst Kevin is looking for that, you guys should check out C4 Labs and their amazing dice trays that you can get from c4labs.com. Wow, look how beautiful this dice tray is.
They actually are very beautiful.
Sell it better, Ben. Sell it better.
Horrible. That was
The only reason
It's
why I
amazing.
didn't get a nat 1
It's so
and
good.
instead got a 4.
Wow, look at this dice tray. Look,
I feel like Ben's like, it's like
Okay.
5 a.m. Watch me do an ad reading.
Sorry, guys. My tab just
So I
like
just
I got a
tossed that
million
in. That
tabs
was a
up,
net
and
for
it
me.
got it back. So, Neth puts the hands up. Take your best shot. And you kind of stand up, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should. Try to sacred flame them right to the face, and as soon as you sort of wisp through their body with your sacred flame in hand, their body just disappears, basically like a black cloud of mist. As soon as you go and swipe, just like you're swiping at a cloud, and they are just not there.
Nice trick, wherever you are.
Tap on their shoulder. Right over here. You just turn around, there's nobody there. And tap you on their shoulder.
Are you invisible? That's fun.
Then all of a sudden, up on top for the cave markings that you are on, or sorry, the cave sort of entrance that you're on, all of a sudden they just show up on the top part.
Fancy. I like that.
Misty escape. Very, very handy.
Oh. Very cool. I like that. Thanks for showing me.
Make a dexterity check.
Not this version.
Are you telling him to make a dexterity check?
No, I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
I was
No,
like,
Fireball.
I was like, please tell me you're not just straight.
With my rolls the way they
Just
are.
see two beams like
Yeah. Interesting skills. Is that a shadowy thing?
Something in my and then you kind of see them just like catch themselves. Something that someone I greatly respect taught me.
Oh, that's so nice. I like that. Well, thank you for sharing it with me.
No problem. I have another trick I can show you, but I don't want to hurt you, so...
Well, now I'm intrigued.
Are you comfortable with this?
Getting hurt?
You might pass out.
I do a fair share of that. Let's do this.
Okay. If you pass out, I'll be here.
All right.
We can have to.
I hope shit doesn't hit the fan while I'm out. And she walks with them.
Starts to walk outside of the cave entrance, sort of away up the road a little bit, into more of an open area,
Ew.
and kind of situates themselves a good 70 feet from you.
Whoa, this is far away.
You ready?
As I'll ever be.
When I say so, walk forward.
All right.
And just remember, I'll be here. Okay?
All right. I trust you.
take their bow kind of off of their shoulder, put it down,
Oh.
kind of stand there with this shoulder-length cloak kind of draping off of their sides, their billowy black and gold clothing kind of flapping in the wind a little bit, their sort of feather accoutrements around their neck sort of ruffling, feathering the wind, their long hair and bangs like waving off like this. Takes a deep breath, and some of the raven wings kind of fly off from the wind. Walk forward.
And she does.
As the crunching of the rocks, one at a time, goes forward. You just see them concentrating and breathing really deep in and out. And then you just feel this almost like a sonic boom just hit you, and your whole body just becomes so incredibly exhausted. Like your vision starts to blur a little bit, your bones start to ache and feel dense and heavy, your muscles feel like they're ripping off of the very bones themselves, and you almost like collapse for a second. And you take another step forward, and this excruciating weariness just starts to fall all over you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I cast guidance on myself before I fucking do this. No, bitch, you betray me yet again. It's a 5.
A 5. Okay.
Oh, I have also, it fine, hang on. I got a 4 for my guidance, and then I'm gonna freaking roll the inspiration I got earlier. It's a 3, so that's a fucking, please hold, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, if that helps anything. Probably not, but I tried. Yeah, fine. I'll go down peacefully.
Right. Gonna do some adaging here.
Not the DM trying to desperately help me in my greatest time of need. Shout out to chat for giving me inspo. You guys are the real ones. Pulling up my ass. Not even the lucky feet can help me. Only chat.
The chat is our
two lucky feet.
Hey, John, shut the fuck up.
The chat is our lucky charm.
You take about 3 steps forward into this just reverberating blurriness. Like Neth is this source of just vibrant energy that's starting to make the rocks and pebbles just...
Am I getting Raven Queen vibes right now?
A bit, as the raven feathers kind of sift off of the sort of boa sort of around their cloak, and these wisps of shadow and feathers, you kind of catch them almost at the corner of your eye, like falling down from the sky around you, and your vision's starting to blur and you're starting to drop to one knee. You take 46?
Whoa!
46 points of psychic damage, and you suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
Whoa! I'm glad I'm fucking napping after this. Jeezy crazy.
Good night.
Good night indeed. Bye.
So
good night, good sleep, goodbye.
That is Neth's recharge ability, Wave of Weariness.
Whoa, that's so cool.
60-foot cube. DC 16 Constitution saving throw.
I still couldn't get.
On a failed save, creature takes 10d8 psychic damage and suffers 1 point of exhaustion.
10d8?
God damn!
I like to think that she literally lays out and just is looking up at the stars as she's covered in dust now. She's like, yeah, you know what? I like this vantage point better. This guy looks a lot better.
And then as you're like kind of on one knee, and it looks like you have that glazed look in your eye, and it looks like you're about to keel over, and they just Nightcrawler over to you and catch you by the neck. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Are you all right?
Okay. Hey, it's fine. Honestly, just lower me down. It's cool. And she's just gonna lay fully onto the ground.
All right.
The sky looks nice from here. It's okay. That's pretty cool, though. I'm really impressed. God, I'm tired. That's so cool.
I'm sorry. We should probably get back.
Oh, no, you bastard! Kevin, this is entrapment.
This is entrapment.
You slowly start to hear a faint buzzing sound coming over the rocks nearby in the chasm, almost this hollow buzzing sound coming deep from the gorge below, this low.
It's old Greg.
It's old Greg.
I hate
This
you,
low,
John.
drumming, buzzing sound.
Hey,
And all of a sudden, Neth just like puts their hand up. Oh fuck! We need to get back. We need to get back to the cave.
Absolutely, right on it. And she gets up.
Fuck! And it just starts to like help you up. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have used my magic out in the open. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Starts running out and the buzzing. As you look up from not too far from where this gorge is near you, this
Mad Max style?
swarm of bugs suddenly
No!
come out from the gorge. He goes, fucking scarabs.
Not the scarabs.
I knew there were
And
scarabs.
that is where we're going to end tonight's session, everybody.
This was entrapment! I was making a friend!
Honestly,
tried to
at one
make
point, I was
friends,
like,
Kevin.
I almost was like, so strange, just slowly peeks around the
I
corner.
know, right? Literally.
Woo! All right.
Her.
Oh, I'm in physical and psychic pain right now.
It's
We-
fine.
We did it, everybody. We got through Beyond the Realms with half a brain cell that I have in my head from traveling all weekend. But I'd be damned if I was gonna skip this week's session because I love playing with these people so much and seeing them every Monday. Hope you all enjoyed tonight's session of Beyond the Realms. Again, sorry if I was a little skittered with details and things. I am going to be 100% better tomorrow. Let's have some sleep, but I still had a great time, and I hope you guys did too. Thank you to always our amazing sponsors, Crit Kit, C4 Labs. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Don't forget, guys, D&D in a Castle is still going down this coming end of March. If you want to do an amazing, exclusive, one-of-a-kind luxury D&D travel getaway thing in Europe, check out the links in my bio. I'm going to be DMing at a table that you can attend. You could come be in one of my games.
Do it.
EDM.
In a castle
do
in
it.
England with a bunch of other amazing DMs right by your side. So check out all the links in the bio. Come tomorrow. Come hang out tomorrow for Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We are back, baby, with the awesome Quincy's Tavern, Jennings Brower, Shane Wally, Jacqueline Chan for the next installment in that story as they finally make their way to Downfall. So please come check that out tomorrow. But as always, love you all. Stay safe. I love this fucking community. Have a good time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.